That's weird. That's why. Okay, I turned...
Check. There it is.
See, yours says 3, but I plugged you into...
You were twisting the wrong nipple.
You're in 3.
Man.
You're in 2.
All right.
Welcome to the Buckhorn Podcast. I am Martelle, and this episode is something special. It is the Flights of the Roundtable that we had mentioned before. Randy and I and Dude Pool and Tyler Schaefer from the Bourbon Hunters got together, and we're going to try to do a monthly show where we just sit around. It'll be a little longer, like 2 to 4 hours, potentially, where we just sit around and BS and talk about whatever. It's a round table. We just kind of sit and talk and drink and eat. So sit back and enjoy the show.
It's not like I'm going to.
What are we doing with this anyway?
Today?
No, I mean in general.
So in general, I think the idea was just to get together and
It's just a podcast of a bunch of podcasters.
Another episode.
Yeah, it's just
It's just something we can, instead of releasing on Buckhorn and Bourbon Hunters, it's going to be its own baby, though, right?
Oh, I don't know.
I
just figured we would each release it, call it the same thing, and just...
okay. I was just trying to figure out...
We could make another podcast with it and have it every so often if you want.
I don't know that we need to make another podcast, but I think releasing it on our own platforms, but maybe release it off schedule. So instead of because we release on Tuesday and evening, you release Tuesday morning.
So maybe do like
Friday.
Friday or something?
Yeah, like a Friday, and just call it the Flight.
Thursday'd be good, because when people do work,
like Thursday
on Fridays they could listen to it.
Right. If
Thursday
it's already
late
out.
evening.
Yeah, Thursday evening.
Yeah,
I'll probably set it to auto-publish like 7
I'm glad you
a.m.
said
on
that,
Friday.
because I have a friend that's a very good graphic designer. The girl that did our faces.
Yeah.
And I had drawn up, kind of sketched, these 4. One was a Kinsey Dram, one was a Glencairn. You were the Kinsey Dram. He was the Glencairn. Tyler's going to be a shot glass, and I was going to be this big old fat rocks glass with
Like our faces in it?
No, but just the glasses, but with like crowns or something, like knights, kind of medieval looking around some kind of a table. Like I had this whole thing, and she was like, hey, I can do that, but with this new company I'm with, I have to sign non-disclosure, $125, and I almost dropped it. Then I was like, I should wait and see what we're doing with this first.
Why does she have to?
It's a long story. I'll tell you later.
I'll do it then.
But
are you an artist? It's being recorded.
Loose term.
This is being recorded.
So
she is a professional artist, and I don't mind paying her for her time.
She is a professional artist.
Yeah, that's what she does for a living. Graphic design. She did our cartoon faces. She's hand drawn me out a pencil, gel pen. She can paint. She can do everything. Like I'll take a picture of our boys and give it to her, and then she'll make something for me to give to Beth.
That's amazing.
So
I went to school for design.
My artistry is taking other people's work, changing 20% out, and putting it onto a T-shirt.
Well, that's where I land at the changing 50%.
Yeah.
But I went to school for graphic design and multimedia bullshit and everything else, so I just kind of fuck with everybody else's stuff and make it work for what I need.
I mean, I can draw rudimentary shit, but I'm not the...
I can't
especially with a computer. If you put me in a computer drawing,
I can trace on a computer.
I can draw on a pad and paper, but it's not going to be outstanding. Like, you would know that I'm not like an artist, but it's decent. It's just not... whatever.
Yeah, I'm not good at it.
And I also don't cultivate it either. It's just kind of a whatever. So what do we got here?
So we have got a Whistle Pig piggyback. It's 100% rye, and it's a 6-year. This was released when the master distiller of Whistle Pig, Dave Pickerel, passed away in honor of Dave Pickerel. So
this is the 6-year piggyback.
This is a 6-year piggyback.
Okay.
You can
100% rye. So there's no malted barley or anything in this?
Shouldn't be.
Because I think the MGPs are always 95.5, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So I think that's what the Angel's Envy probably is.
Yeah, probably.
And because I know they don't distill their own rye. They do distill their own bourbon, but not their own rye.
95% rye mash bill, finished in vintage casks.
And it's probably made in Indianapolis, Lawrenceburg, or Indiana.
I believe this one is. I don't know if it says here, but it's probably MGP. Oh, no. Louisville Spirits Group in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah, but they don't. When I went on the tour, they said they don't make their rye.
Oh, so they don't make the rye. I gotcha.
And the piggyback is imported from Canada and bottled in New York, in Mainville.
Interesting. So what is this percentage-wise?
This is
96.
90. No. It's 48.2. It's 96.
It's 100% alcohol.
Well,
it is
100 proof is what I was saying. Like the next one's 100 proof.
Yeah,
the Whistle Pig 10.
The Whistle Pig 10 year is 100 proof, and that's a fantastic.
It smells
one.
decent.
it's super complex. Like it smells really good. It tastes fantastic, but it's really complex. Like you're gonna pick up different things as it progresses. Past the palate to the back of the throat, and then
this is one of those ones I just love.
Yeah, it's so good.
I love the smell of it. I love the taste of it.
Send me the picture, by the way, that you took of the food and the bourbon.
Yeah.
Have you guys had a drink of this yet?
I did.
I've had 3/4 of a bottle of it.
And we've reviewed it before.
Today?
On Buckhorn.
Oh, nice.
Just driving over here.
You are doing remarkably well.
This is good.
I like this a lot.
This is real good.
It's funny that we're doing a bourbon roundtable and we're drinking rye.
I know. Well, it's a whiskey round table.
It's called Flights of the Round Table. It would be
Right,
flights
let's
of
do that.
anything.
I like that. Flights of the round table. Yeah.
I figured that keeps us up to, because we like doing the beers. We did the mead. We just found out we like mead.
Yeah.
So I may break mead sometime.
I meant to ask you guys, my buddy, so I used to be a bartender in England, and we did a lot of shandies. And my buddy over there got me a bottle of European lemonade.
The one that's smoking weed right now?
Yes. He got me a bottle of European lemonade, and I have it in the fridge, and I was going to make like a shandy, like an actual shandy. They're pretty good. I mean,
well, you listen to our podcast, you know that we're all for trying new things and mixed drinks.
Yeah.
Martell made his own, fashion,
I just listened to the meat episode the other day. I don't think I finished it yet. But you guys were mixing it up with what did you mix it with? Wasn't the...
So I mixed it with, we tried Weller.
Was it the Virgil Cane that you mix it with and really like the ginger?
But then we did
the strong arm and the ginger?
We did the strong arm and the ginger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kind of on a whim. Like we were looking through their menu of things that they had, and they have a mead and whiskey. I can't remember
with
exactly.
Ginger beer and
with
something
ginger
else.
beer, and I'm like, oh, well, I can kill two birds with one stone on this and get ginger whiskey in here.
And the half and half mix it's seriously one of the best things I've ever drank.
It was amazing.
This is really good. So the funny thing is it's almost 90 degrees right now, right? We're sitting outside.
It's so hot. You guys are trying to kill a fat kid. You two are over in the sun like it's great weather. This is perfect. I'm in the shade sweating.
You got to remember, I coach at a CrossFit gym, and we have no air conditioning in the last week.
In there.
It's stagnant air because we can't have our fans on right now.
Oh, really?
Well, because of the
I didn't know that.
We're not supposed to be if we do have the fan on, it has to point outward.
Oh, so we just turn our fans on and they just...
So you're not supposed to.
Nah.
So
oops.
We don't have our fans on. It's 95 degrees, feels like 99 degrees outside. So inside the gym, it's just stagnant air. We're sitting there, and it is just...
That's nasty.
Yeah, and so by the end of the day, you're just exhausted. And so today, being 85, 86, just feels great. And it's not super humid right now.
It is better than it was earlier this week, because I've been working outside quite a bit this week. I still like my air conditioned. I don't care.
Oh, me too.
Oh,
I keep my air conditioning in the 60s if I can, but my air conditioner can't keep up. Like that can, but I have a bad A-frame that just doesn't do the cubic, the cubic foot. I don't know what the ratings are, but it's not big enough for our condo.
Like
upstairs it's probably 79.
Ooh,
downstairs it's like 65.
We keep our house about 76. And
except
there's
except the
one
studio.
room where Liz and I work every day. It's the studio. It's my office where I play games and watch TV when I just need to get away from everybody. That room is consistently 82 degrees throughout the year.
It's miserable.
It is so fucking hot.
I like it when fall comes.
Like in the 60s every day. It's wonderful.
Yeah, that's why I want. Our basement's about the same. We keep our main floor about 72.
Yeah.
That's
what ours
cooler.
gets to, but it's set to 69. But it just it always gets in the hot days like this last week. We couldn't get it below 72.
Yeah, it's been awful.
I would say the heat index has been over 100 here. It's been ridiculous.
It's been crazy.
And poor Diesel, he follows Liz around everywhere he goes.
Yeah, ours is 72 right now.
Huh.
And he gets up in the morning. When she gets up, she goes and gets a shower. She goes to the office. He goes to the office. I leave the office. He stays in the office. She leaves the office. He comes downstairs. The minute she comes right back up, he's all in, but he's killing himself just laying in this 80-degree office every day. We've got 3 fans running in there now.
That's miserable.
Just to try to
You just need to put a small window AC in there.
I can't put a window AC in. I wanted to buy one
Why
of those because those are hideous.
You just don't want the appearance of it. I mean, it is on the front of your house,
It's on
too.
the front of my house.
Have you seen the new Blaux, like BLAUX air conditioners? They're just like a small system like that.
Yeah,
You pour
I just
some
looked into
water
that.
Yeah, and I've
Are they
looked
any
into
good?
those.
No, because it's a humidifier.
Oh,
It
yeah,
literally is
just a-
releasing humidity into your
Yeah.
house. Now, it's cooler air,
yeah.
but it's a humidifier, essentially.
I was looking at actual room, like rolling room air conditioners.
Yeah, that has a little vent you put in the window.
No.
Oh,
These
okay.
are
These are the
it just
ventless
takes
then?
the air. It's a ventless. It just takes the air, recirculates the air. They're $400.
Yeah, they're not cheap.
For a little box that's, 1.5 to 2 foot high.
Yeah.
That plug into a wall, and I was like, this would be perfect. Not $400 perfect.
So the reason I brought all that up is because usually rye is they call it like a fall, winter type
Yeah.
of drink because of this like spiciness to it or whatever. But I'm not, I mean, it says on the back, classic, spicy, spontaneous, but I'm not getting much spiciness out of this.
Really?
I
do.
I get spice out of it.
I get a little peppery spice out of it, but it's not. Is it more of a fall drink? It might be more of a fall or winter drink. But this one, to me, for a rye, and I know it's going to sound weird, but for a rye, it tastes sweet to me.
That's what I was
Yeah.
going to say. I
So,
feel sweetness, and it's
this
on
is
the
one of
front
my favorite
the tongue.
ryes. Yeah.
I get the sweetness on the front of the tongue, and it does have a little bit of a spicy finish, but I feel like it's no different than a regular bourbon type finish.
No.
No, and I think maybe it's the way it's been distilled, or
It's a pot still, right? Or
yeah,
is
it's a
that
pot still. Yeah, and
Do they do all theirs pot stilled, or is it just this one?
I think it's just this one. Because I think most of the stuff that they do is MGP.
Yeah.
This one's out of Canada. This isn't
Okay.
out of MGP. So
This is good,
I
though.
just think it's
Yeah.
different on.
That'll change your mind on a rye.
Yeah.
Well,
Like if you try
I've heard
that.
Angel's Envy finished rye will also do that, too.
Now, we haven't had this. We reviewed the Angel's Envy that was finished in the
port barrel, right?
port wine barrels.
Yeah.
Which is a $50 bottle. This one here is rye finished in Caribbean rum casks.
Yeah, this one's
So-
supposed to be
This is their normal rye, though, right? This is their $100 rye.
Yes, this is the one that
the one that
everybody.
you guys tried was their bourbon finished in, right?
Yes.
Because they don't
Finished
make
in
an
port wine.
actual straight bourbon. I mean, they do, but then they finish
Everything, yes.
everything they do, they finish.
Yeah.
somewhere.
So this is the one, and again, you've listened to it. I've told it before, but for the sake of this new flights of the round table we're doing, yeah, I thought I scored this for $50. I paid with the card, didn't even look at the price, signed the receipt or whatever, went out, was all excited, and then the next day, Beth was like, "Did you drop $100 at this store?" I said, "Absolutely not." And then I looked at the account online, and I said, "Absolutely." So this one I've been saving. I figured this was a good time to, special occasion to crack it open.
Yeah.
But yeah, we haven't tried this one yet. I've never had it. So,
I had a bottle of it, and I haven't had it before either. And then I gave it to a friend of mine because I didn't like ryes at the time. And she was so excited that I gave it to her. So
I had
the rye.
the cast strength of this that's like a $200 bottle, and got fucked on a $40 glass. It wasn't worth it. I mean, it was good. It just wasn't
go ahead and open that up, Martell.
a $40
I don't have
glass.
any nails or anything on me.
We doing the Whistle Pig straight rye next?
Yeah, we can do that
the
next.
10-year?
Let's do that next.
Just keeping in line with the
Yep.
Whistle Pig.
Yeah.
We can do whatever.
So this one is a 10-year. It's about, and you can find it anywhere from, and I just poured a shitload of whiskey in with water. You can find it anywhere from 89 to 110. I think I've seen it, but it retails for about
That's good.
$92 after tax.
Yeah, I've seen them. So the Kroger by me has this always.
Yeah,
It's always there.
It's not-
just
it's not
behind
really
the
hard to
counter.
find.
Yeah.
No, Ohio's picked up,
And
with it-
so
when it-
does Giant Eagle.
Yeah, with Whistle Pig, Ohio's picked up more on carrying Whistle Pig. Like,
Yeah.
Piggyback, when it first came out, was impossible to find.
I don't see that usually, but I do see the other, there's a red labeled Whistle Pig.
That's the farm stock.
okay.
Yeah, the 12-year.
The
I'll
12
see
year.
that all the time. I'll see the 10-year, and then I never really see the 6-year. Usually I think it sells pretty quick.
Yeah, the 6-year I see at Pit Stop.
Well, and that's one of the more affordable ones. So
Yeah.
most people
and
are.
then what the Boss Hog is too, right? Is
Boss Hog is like $600 a bottle.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's-
never mind.
yeah.
So this is the one that's meant to be behind the bar.
Yes.
So like they made one that was for the bar market for making drinks and stuff
well,
like that.
the 6-year, the Piggyback is the tribute to Dave Pickerel. The 10-year you'll find behind bars, and that's a bar bottle. Anything past that you're gonna be hard pressed to find behind the bar. Like they have a 12-year that looks just like this, but it's finished in wine barrels.
Well,
actually, Brandon, one of the owners at the gym, has the 12-year, and he had the piggyback, and he loves the piggyback, but he didn't like the wine finished 12-year.
And I love the piggyback. That's one of my
that was good
favorites we've ever reviewed. Yeah. It's really solid.
This one, I can tell. I feel like it's going to be a little bit more spicy.
Yeah, this
one's not as sweet.
This one's a little bit more spicy than
a little more wood to it, I think.
You cover your table with it.
Yeah, I got to look right away.
You got to lick it off now.
Yeah. I actually think this is less spicy myself. I think this is a bit smoother, and I get a little bit more of the oakiness and the chard.
Oh, now that I've had a drink of it, yeah.
It does smell. Spicy, yeah, it smells. The smell's deceiving on it.
Yeah, but I did get the oak in the smell, but I also got it in the finish. That was nice.
Yeah,
that's
and
good.
This one is for me. It's
and it's finished in bourbon barrels. Huh.
Yeah, this one's got that burn that Randy likes for me. Like this one doesn't have
that
penicillin
tingle, burn that you need.
that tingle on the tongue, whereas the 10-year has that tingle on the tongue.
What?
No, I'm skipping over the penicillin burn.
I was like, the penicillin burn?
Oh, I totally missed it.
Yeah, exactly. He just kept talking. You didn't react. I was like, well, all right.
Can you tell we're used to ignoring each other when we podcast? Like, if one of us gets into a story, it's not uncommon for the other one just to kind of let them talk.
Zone out.
Tyler out and just kind of...
Yeah, we're not on our phone. We're listening to each other, but we're going to let things happen.
I feel like Tyler is always out.
Yeah.
He's never... I mean, he was supposed to be here today, and...
He chose fishing.
So was Mo.
Yeah. Mo's a different story, though.
Yeah, he at least had
We're giving Mo a pass. Tyler's like, screw you, Tyler.
We pulled Mo in at the last minute.
Well, and Mo has been a savior for me a couple weeks when Tyler couldn't be on the show to actually fill in as a sub. I actually had a glass ready for Mo for being a guest on the show again.
Well, I'm a guest again, so I'll just take his.
You have one.
Oh, yeah. Am I not a guest anymore?
No.
Oh.
At this point,
does that mean we're friends?
It's supposed to be the four of us.
It is supposed to be the four of us. You're right.
Tyler and Dude, myself, and you. And
I even tried to get Keith Simon to come today, and he was working.
Man, Brett's working.
So I think we should reach out to all varieties of people from time to time for this. I mean, we could have it'll be kind of our thing. This Flights Around Table will be us two combining, bringing in Mo, bringing some of your guests. I think it'd be fun to get like GW on here. Some of the off the wall characters we've had on.
Yeah, we can try.
DJ would be fun.
DJ would be great.
Yeah, I'd like to. I've listened to a couple of episodes with him on.
Yeah, he's always fun to have around. He's got great stories.
We have this Tuesday. We're doing an episode. So we're probably not going to publish till Wednesday this week. But we're doing an episode with. It's a local
drug dealer,
mixologist like guy. He's a bartender.
Oh, is this the dude from the hotel bar or whatever?
Tyler knows more about him than I do.
Okay.
I was going to read up on him tomorrow a little bit.
Where did you meet him at Tinder?
I think it was Grindr.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. I honestly have no idea where they met. He knows him somehow, and then the other guy is a restaurant person, I think. He's a food guy.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get out into the community and get more, like you guys are thinking, like with Drake and stuff like that, to do something. And then my other buddy that was helping me at the Arnold, Sam Shaw, he's supposed to get me in at Middle West Spirits, and we've been trying that since before COVID, and then COVID happened. We were ready to go, and then COVID happened, and then...
Well, Middle West is right connected with Brothers Drake.
I know,
those are the barrels they use. So.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I was hoping that we could maybe figure something out with that. If I could get in with them while you guys get in with Drake, and then maybe we do something together.
Yeah, Drake seemed to be... Well, you talked to them about
they were
down there. So.
Yeah, they were really cool hosting. I mean, I showed up and they had 3 bottles in bags ready to go. But they're like, "Hey, while you're here, do you want to try this? Do you want to try this? We got, here's what's going on." Now they were still shut down inside. Or no, they were open.
They were open at the time.
Yeah, I just went in the middle of a Thursday after work.
So
it was like Thursday evening. During work hour, like not during work hours, but most people would be working. But yeah, really nice location. Cool little spot. I want to go down. I told Martelle we got to go just try some of those mixed drinks they have on them.
I wanted to go the Thursday before the 4th, but
I've never had mead, so that was an interesting episode for me to listen to.
And it was curious for me because I'd never had it. I've heard of it. I looked into buying a kit because you can start making mead at home for like $60.
Yeah.
you get the kit and everything you need, and you just put it in your basement and let it do its thing.
Yeah.
And then you can age it differently, you can flavor it and play with it. And then I found that bottle and tried it. I liked it so much, I'm going, I wonder if Martelle will even like this. And then he loved it.
I liked it. Well, we even did it. So we had Mo and Jason Giannetti on the show, and you brought that bottle.
Yeah.
And you finished that bottle while we were
recording. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? That's the episode I'm on right now. I actually finished your meat episode. I'm on the Mo and Jason Giannetti episode.
Yeah. So we're
because I'm going backwards because if I fall behind, that's what it does.
We went like 3 hours on that show and didn't even realize we were at 3 hours. I got in trouble. Liz was like, "What? I need to go. We're that." I'm just like.
Yeah, we didn't realize how long we ran on that one.
We ran long.
You get
it turned into a two-parter.
I mean, Mo is so easy to talk to,
right?
And then Jason just always has stories.
Yeah,
Jason was a great guest to have on. He just fit.
Like he just has so many stories.
Yeah.
Like from all the stuff he's done, CrossFit wise, from going to the games, Krav Maga. Yeah, like he's and owning a business, and
so he's actually going to probably start his own show now. He's living out in Arizona.
Right. He moved out there with a girl, right? That he met?
He's moved out there with his fiance. They've been engaged for like a year, 2 years, something like that. And he moved out there, and so he's gonna. He liked it so much. He had been contemplating putting one up and starting one, and then he got on our show, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm in now. Like I'm doing it now."
Well, every guest that I've had on that doesn't normally do podcasts or listen to them so much, one or the other, like. Mark was my one in the last episode that you started listening to. He was just like, "Oh my gosh, that was so fun!"
Yeah,
yeah.
And then my parents did it. I don't know if you listened to that episode.
Yeah, oh yeah,
I did.
I did because I messaged you. Remember?
Maple
Maple
syrup.
stick. Yeah. So they were nervous as shit. Like,
oh man,
they were really nervous. And then afterwards, they were like, "Oh my gosh, that was so fun!" They really enjoyed
That's
themselves.
why people come into ours, and our studio's a little different. We don't have the headset mics. We have headsets, but then just microphones on booms. So people are.
How are the microphones?
They're on booms like this.
Yeah.
And so you move them back and forth.
What's that motion?
In front of your face until you get the right depth. But anyway, got them all excited over there.
Your belly button sweat.
Made them wet.
He's all wet over there. What's going on?
Yeah, it's nice out here, ain't it?
It
We
is.
got
I
belly
love
button
it.
sweat going on.
I'm fine with it.
I feel a river going down my back into my butt crack right now.
I'm feeling the sweat, but I'm embracing it right now. I'm okay.
It'll
with
just
it.
make me enjoy my AC all the way home, right?
Yeah.
But
I don't have AC in the truck.
yeah, I know. That's what I said. Can we ride together? He said, "Sure." I said, "You driving the S5?" He goes, "Nope, truck." I was like, "Peace. I'll drive." Never mind.
Nope. S5's for sale. Sitting in the front yard.
Now I
with
forget what I was saying.
You were talking about that episode. Well, I was just talking about how people enjoy being on the
Oh
show.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. I think people come in not knowing what to expect, but when they realize you're just sitting down and talking with friends,
Yeah.
You just have a microphone and headphones. on.
there's just a mic in front of you.
Well, we had Brett on a couple episodes ago. He's been on twice now, and he's a nurse that we were trying to have on today too.
Yeah.
And,
He had COVID, right?
He had COVID, and he got his antibody. I think he gets his antibody test Monday. His second antibody test. His first one, he had antibodies, so that makes them think that he shouldn't be able to get it again.
Yeah.
And they're doing another test here this week to see if he still has the antibodies. They're basically testing to see how long people keep it.
Yeah.
But also, he came in and he was nervous because he said that, he didn't know that much about bourbon. I'm like, listen, we don't either.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we had GW on, DJ on. We've had guests on that don't even try it, even if we do, because they just don't drink or don't drink bourbon. So it's not about that. And for us,
It's just about the conversation.
yeah, we know.
That's what I was trying to tell him.
Yeah, we know a little bit, but we're in no way perfect. Like we're not experts.
We're not Fred Minnick.
No.
Who's that?
Who's Fred Minnick?
I for real forgot the name too. When I put like Ray Pincus or something because I think I was thinking Rob Pincus.
Rob Pincus.
But I was like, what's that guy's name? And I was like, is it Ray
Finkel
Pincus?
and
And then I
Finkel
thought,
and
I was like, well, it's not Finkel. And I couldn't remember his name. And I was driving down the road. And of course, it hit me. I was like, Fred Minnick, that's his name.
Well, it's funny because
Still don't know who it is, really.
the Bourbon Road people that we listen to, I feel like they know a shit ton about bourbon, but they call themselves novices and say they're bourbon bullshitters.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you guys fucking know a lot about bourbon. Like
They know a hell of a lot more than I do. I don't even keep up with bourbon news.
I'm
like
getting there,
Yeah,
but I would still consider myself a novice, especially because of my tasting abilities. I'm not a.
Well, here's what I think it boils down to with any whiskey of any type, rye, bourbon, whatever. find what you enjoy and
Oh,
do
yeah.
what we're doing. Do it with buddies.
Yeah.
Sit around, turn off the phone, turn off the TV, get away from the news. Sit around, drink what you like, how you like it. And Jimmy Barnes, he posted on Facebook earlier. He just got into it, and he's all in. And he likes building things out of wood. He's building his own cabinet, like whiskey
it
cabinet.
looks really good.
It looks great.
So
Yeah.
he just started getting into it right like a week or 2 weeks before Father's Day.
Yeah.
And he hits me up
I've noticed he's been hitting in the forums.
he's
Like
been
he's
on
been
the-
talking.
Yeah,
and
well, I
posting
invited him
stuff.
that because when we had him on the show, he'd never really drank bourbon. He's
Yeah.
like, oh,
He
Jack
had-
and Coke
he's
or whatever,
like,
but he's
yeah.
not big into bourbon.
when he
Right,
broke
yeah.
out that
And then
maple.
No, it was
or
the apple.
Apple.
Crown
fucking
Royal apple.
Crown.
Oh,
Somebody gave him. He was like, yeah, it's been sitting on a cabinet because I don't even know what it is.
Gross.
Yeah.
And then, but we tried. I mean, we did like 3-hour recording that day,
We did 4 hours. He got in trouble too.
and by the we all got in trouble.
We
now.
were trashed that day.
By the end of it, he was like, I like some of these.
Hey, I told you about our bottle kill idea, right? The bottle kill episodes
No.
where we pick a bottle, maybe two, depending on how big the group is. But like, let's just say you, me, Tyler.
Everybody brings their own bottle and has to kill it.
Well, no.
We'll bring one bottle.
But the idea is we bring a bottle and drink it to completion. On the last pour of the bottle for each glass, we start recording.
Drop our pants.
We start recording.
okay.
Oh my God!
Ooh.
And so like once a month, do like a bottle kill episode, or maybe every
Do you know how
10th
much
episode or something like that.
how much bullshit will come out of my mouth?
That's
and
the
how, what I'll
point.
get
That's the
out.
Okay,
idea.
we can't sit in
you know
these
how much
chairs.
How many more people would start listening?
We got to sit over there on the comfy furniture.
they'd be
though.
like,
Yeah,
that guy.
yeah.
I can't be up here for 4 hours. Like, I barely fit in this thing.
They'd be like, that guy's an asshole.
Well, shit, we
he's
could sit
racist.
inside until we start recording. You know what I mean? And then come
Yeah.
out here and then
That's
throw
just
on the headphones.
That's just another episode.
right.
That's another show in itself. Called Bottle Kill.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is just make it a bottle kill.
I still say we make that a Flights of the Round Table bottle kill episode.
Sure, whatever.
It'll
I mean,
just be
the
kind of
flights-
like we do Florida Man episodes on our podcast.
I'll have to get like a super
We'll just
cold
have-
shower before I drive away from here.
Well, I was going to say that'll have to be planned because
we might have to go somewhere where we can all Uber equidistant.
I live in
back.
Circleville. You don't Uber to Circleville.
You could,
But I'm going to
Oh,
Uber
you could. You could
Uber
Uber
into
to
a-
New York if you want to pay for it.
right?
right into a hotel room.
You got a couch downstairs. You got a recliner. I'm
Hey,
good.
I'm telling you, you guys. I mean,
We'll have to
if
start
if
at
we
like
get it here.
We'll have to start at 10 on a Saturday, so I have
Yeah.
enough time to sleep it off.
God damn, that sounds amazing.
So it was Aaron Janetti's idea.
Well,
He's
that's
like-
kind of what the thing with Barnes turned into. It wasn't bottle kill, but it just kept going on. And 4 hours into it, we realized, we've been here for 4 hours. Like, what are we doing?
We've been here
Yeah.
for 4 hours. We've drank half a bottle of each of everything we
Yeah,
have.
Have you seen the Louis Anderson stand up at the Chinese buffet?
No.
He's like, "You've been here 4 hours.
Yes,
You
yes.
leave now." It's hilarious. That's a
Yeah.
great stand up thing.
But yeah, so Jimmy actually just started getting into whiskey like right before Father's Day.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, I'm heading down to pit stop. What should I get?" And this is when the private barrel stuff was out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And we get down there, and I'm just like, "So, anything out of those two boxes right there?" I said, "Get the Grandma's Kitchen, get the Honeysuckle, grab one of those. You'll be set." I said, "Makers is really good. Pick up if you want like an
Makers
easy."
is a good starting bourbon.
It is. It
I
is.
think
yeah.
it's one of those. Makers is one of those things that anytime I see it, I wouldn't mind having it, but
Yeah.
I don't look for it. It's always available. It's like
Right.
Bullet.
Yeah.
But I
I
only
think
like
Bullet makes fine offerings, but it's not something special. It's just solid. It is
Yeah.
what it is.
No,
but
it is.
I only like the Makers 46. Like I've had just their run of the mill.
I like the regular Makers too,
But
Yeah.
the regular Makers that comes in the square bottle,
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of that
Well,
one.
the thing with that though is it's so available and so cheap that's when I get when I know people want to make mixed drinks.
That's and
or
that's
if I
it's
know
an
people are
easy-
coming over and
yeah. It's a good mixer. It's solid. It can be sipped or
But-
it can be mixed.
so I told him like get the 46, pick up one of those.
The
Like
46 is outstanding.
the 46,
Yeah.
is
And the
amazing.
cask strength is actually really good too. If you ever go to there, the 101 is good too.
I haven't had that.
I've got it in there. It's almost gone, but like you can only get it at their. From what I understand, you can only get it at their distillery.
Okay.
And so, like, I did the whole bottle dipping thing and everything. But yeah, the 101 is really good.
Yeah, see, I want to try that one. And
Were you tempted to stick anything else in the wax?
Just
Just to see?
they were all looking, and I didn't want to embarrass
Just kind of
myself.
teabag it.
I would have really had to
Go home like, honey, guess what?
listen.
I
so
preserved them.
the distance from the opening of the pot to where the red, it was too far.
Oh, you're getting older. They're probably dangling low.
Well, those would have been fine.
That's what I'm saying. Just teabag them.
Teabag
Drop
'em.
that in. Just the tip.
God, that would hurt.
It's only hot wax.
It's just hot wax.
Some people are into that. It's fine.
It's not
That's a Friday night.
Wait, what day? Okay, it's Saturday. We're fine.
Yeah, we're good. You guys are fine.
Had me scared for a moment.
So what do you think about that 10-year?
Well, we didn't really. I like them both. So the Whistle Pig piggyback, what's the price on that?
About $60, yeah.
See, I'd buy that.
Yeah, that's a really good buy, I think.
I'd probably even, for Bourbon Hunter fans, I'd hunt that probably. The $100 one, I like it too. I don't know that I would hunt it, but I feel like I'm going to buy a bottle of it. You know what I mean?
When you'll see it someday and go, there it is, and just get it.
And I'll just get it because I've
so
had
it's
it and
for
I
you,
liked
then it'd
it.
be a shelf.
Well, it'd be a shelf. If I see it on the shelf, I'll probably grab it just so I can have it in my inventory.
Yeah.
Right.
I love how you say inventory. Not my cabinet, not my cupboard.
I didn't know what word to use. That's what popped
Oh,
in my
no,
head.
for you, definitely inventory.
It's inventory for you with over 100 and some
I
bottles.
think I've got 150 now.
I'm done.
Oh, jeez.
Jesus. I'm down.
Well, and I've got 2 more bottles coming.
So I was at work
tomorrow.
I was at work in Chillicothe, and one of the Army guys down there was talking about Weller. I was like, oh, you guys like Weller in Chillicothe? I can get Weller almost every time. That's where I sent you that picture from.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And so we got talking. I was like, no, I've only got like 8, 9, 10 bottles now. I'm down. I'm not buying a bunch. And he goes, oh, you only got, you're down to 10? He's like, I'm down to 35. And he showed me a picture. I was like, that's cool. I said, you want me to show you a picture of my buddy dude? It's 140 plus bottles. I'm like, what are we doing? We one up in here? Is your dad going to beat up my dad? Like, I wasn't trying to say that to be arrogant. Like, oh, you like bourbon? I have 8 bottles. I'm not bragging.
I have 129, I guess, but I'll have 131 come tomorrow. For some reason, have you noticed, like, FedEx is delivering on Sundays right now?
FedEx is always delivered on Sundays.
They have?
Yeah.
Oh.
They deliver 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Well, I've got
For
a delivery
years they have.
coming tomorrow. It says by the end of the day tomorrow, so I probably won't get it till Monday because I'm sure I won't be home when it never fails.
Yeah.
I leave for 10 minutes, and that's when they try to deliver. And you have to have an adult signature for alcohol.
Yeah.
FedEx needs to get on the Amazon truck and
Show you where they are.
Show you where they are.
Yeah.
UPS does it now.
I love that feature on Amazon.
Yeah, and it tells you how many stops.
But Amazon drivers are terrible,
Oh, they're
man.
fucking pricks. So, like, I had something delivered accidentally to the gym.
Yeah.
Because I order from the same account to both places. And,
Sex doll.
Yeah, I mean, the sex doll goes to the gym, so
They
the
want
wife
to see
doesn't see it.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But so it was a memory card for my son's Nintendo Switch, and I had it accidentally delivered to the gym, and it was on a Friday. It was going to show up, and we don't have class past noon.
Yeah.
Well,
Is he playing Animal Crossing?
He's going. That's his next game he's going to get.
Because it is fucking amazing.
Right.
I showed up at his house.
You're going to park on his island and start mining everything. Right?
Start stealing all his
Dude.
shit.
Yeah, I showed up at his house, and I was like, he said he got it for the kids, and he was playing it, but then the next week I showed up to record, nobody else in the house.
I'm playing it.
He's like, hey, get some water or whatever. He's just like staring at the TV. He wouldn't even look at me.
That's funny.
Like, come on in, do whatever.
He's got the Switch Lite, so the one that's almost like a Game Boy. It's a little bit bigger. So they deliver I'm following it, and I'm like, shit, we're at dinner. We were at my son's birthday dinner at Red Robin. And, right? You can't hear it without that. It's just like any fruit salad. What do you say after that?
Tossed?
Oh, well, I was going to say yummy, yummy. Did you guys ever?
I don't have a clue what you're talking about, dude.
The Australian guys that dance around and they would sing, they were like for kids. I can't remember what they were called.
Chippendales?
Not the younger version of them. They stay clothed, and it was on like Nickelodeon or Disney or something.
The younger version, Chippendales Rescue Rangers?
Yeah. So anyway, they would sing a song, fruit salad, and then yummy yummy afterwards. So like,
My God!
You know what I'm talking
Is that the
about.
Wiggles?
I think it might be
Is the Wiggles?
Yeah,
I've never seen that.
So anytime we hear, I hated it too. But anytime we hear fruit salad,
yeah, it's like blocked out of your memory.
my wife and I, for Red Robin or fruit salad, we always finish it. It's either yum or a yummy. Like every time we hear it, and we'll do it at the same time every time.
And there's what's the other one with DJs? What's his nuts? And they're like monsters that are. It's another kid's show. I can't remember.
DJ, what's his nuts?
I can't think of his name.
I feel comfortable that mine was a little more descriptive than
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Well, it's got like this big orange monster, and another one has really super long arms. And
Cartoon?
no, it's a IRL show.
Oh, okay.
That's in real life.
IRL show.
I know. Well, there's the cartoon one where they're the backyardigans. I thought maybe that's what you were talking about. Okay.
This is like, and the DJ where he's wears like a real tall hat, like orange hat. They have another one. It's like there's a party in my tummy. So yummy, so yummy. I'm just like, it makes me want to vomit every time they show the video because it shows like
we
this.
have kids.
It shows this stomach and like all the stomach acid and food playing in it, and I'm just
funny.
like, ugh, this is so gross.
That's gross.
So fucking nasty.
We have been on some tangents already.
We have.
Oh, that's what this is
That's
about,
what
right?
this is all about.
Pop open the Angel's Envy. Let's get into that.
It's your bottle.
I don't care.
I mean, I don't like opening other people's bottles.
You have my permission. I don't have even my thumbnails are short. I'm playing bass tomorrow, so I
All you have
trim
to do
super
is-
short.
Twist. Yeah.
Well,
Here, you get first dibs.
He gets the neck pour.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I never got the whole neck pour and all this crap.
This is
It's
the
all
first
liquid
ever.
in a bottle to me. I know the.
No, wait. That's like
You are.
You act like you have to go through
How
that
did
pour
you pour me way less than you two out of my bottle?
I know. That's what I was just wondering.
because you're going to take it home.
Well, so we are going to the Crooked Can tonight. My wife and I and a couple other people.
The what?
The Crooked Can. It's like the Hilliard's little miniature version of the North Market.
Oh,
It's right in
I thought you were going to say
downtown.
miniature golf.
No. It's right in downtown. They have a brewery, and then they have like the Cheesecake Girls there, the Meatball Mafia. There's a dumpling place. There's Legacy Steakhouse, or not Steakhouse, Legacy Smokehouse has tacos there, and they're a brisket and like what we just had type of place, but they do tacos there, street tacos, which is weird. They're only like maybe 200 yards away for their brick and mortar building. But yet they have a little taco stand inside of this little thing.
Does a guy like come running over with it? Or is
That's
it
what I
driven
don't know.
over?
I don't know if they cook it there. I don't know what they do. That's the part I don't know. It hasn't been open when I've been there yet.
So should we? He rated his. Should we rate? We've done Whistle Pig. We don't need to rate it.
You know what? I'm gonna. We've rated it before, and
What did you guys rate it? I don't remember hearing you guys doing
Man,
Whistle
we
Pig.
did Whistle Pig.
Whistle Pig
years-
was like
I say
in the
years
beginning.
ago.
Yeah.
It's one of the early on
we've
ones.
been doing this for 2 years, you and I.
So it was
has
a couple
probably
years ago,
been-
probably
it
year
was
and a
probably
half.
right in the beginning. I think I gave it a 3.
I think I'm
If I
3.
was going to give it again, I'd give it a 3. I'd give them both a 3.
I'd give the piggyback
Three is good for
a
you
3.5.
guys. That's a
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, 3.5 on the piggyback just because of the price. And
Price,
I
yeah.
actually really like for a rye, like I said, I like that sweetness it gives. I don't
Yeah,
know
it's
how
nice.
it does it, but I really like it.
I was surprised, especially
It's out
for
of
it being
Canada.
100% rye.
Yeah.
That surprised me.
Yeah, so that's 3.5 and 3 donuts out of 5 for me. Martell's 3 on both.
Yeah,
And
it's the Canadians. They're all so nice that the piggyback
You can't be mean
rye
to
is-
their
you-
bourbon.
you-
Or
their bourbon can't be right.
oh, I can.
It can't be mean to you.
I'm not a fan of Crown
You
Royal.
can't be mean to you.
Crown Royal Apple, I will be very honest about.
Oh, God, that stuff's nasty.
This,
That was one of the times I puked, by the way. I was in Myrtle Beach at a baseball tournament with my son's team, and they were all Crown drinkers. And they had Crown Apple, and it was
I
so
feel like people
disgusting.
only drink Crown for the bag.
It's so... for the what?
The bag, like the
Oh,
purple.
they want the bag.
Yeah,
Like,
I've seen-
it looks
I've
like
seen-
royal, like some sort of royal gift or something.
Yeah.
I've seen people make pants out of those bags.
Oh, I've seen everything.
Pants?
Shift
They
boots,
take the- they
pants,
take the-
jacket. They sew them bunched together
They
and make
sew them all
pants.
together and make
That's
pants
crazy.
out of them.
Nuh-uh.
Looks like
Oh,
something
yeah. Google
out
it.
of MC Hammer.
That's funny.
I love this on the
So
nose.
this is Angel's Envy finished rye.
Finished
this is
rye.
rye.
This is
What's
in
the
it's 100 proof. It's finished in Caribbean rum cast. So is it
On the
still-
nose?
Is it still a rye?
I don't know if they're that strict. Bourbon's that strict, but I don't.
Yeah.
know
It's still a rye whiskey.
Even with bourbon, I could care
We still
less.
say it's bourbon.
Yeah,
I
it's
know.
bourbon finished in.
It was
I mean,
a bourbon when it went
yeah,
into the barrel.
right.
It came out of the barrel. It's still a bourbon. It went into a wine barrel. It's still a bourbon. And it came out of the wine barrel. It's still a bourbon.
No, I get it. They wanted to have. I get why they have that, classification.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's got legs.
Great legs, great rim on it. The smell of this reminds me of the Smoky Mountains in the fall or winter time, which
Does
is
it?
when we go down.
It's super.
It's homey. It kind of smells like a little bit of a wood fire with baked apple pie, like Grandma's cooking in the kitchen. Snow's lightly falling outside.
I was going to say vanilla and sugar, but
Same thing, yeah, very much so. Very, very much that's the apple pie, the sweet smell, the baked smell.
Do you get a little cinnamon?
little
Oh,
bit,
yeah.
a little bit of cinnamon.
Again, apple
vanilla.
pie, guys.
Yeah, but that's what
Yeah,
I was
it's
taking
that
with the
same
apple
thing.
pie. Like I'm getting the whole apple pie,
Or
not
like
just
any
the
kind of
apple.
like the spiced apple thing, like those
Spiced
dishes
apple.
you
That's
get, like a
probably,
baked
yeah.
spiced
That's a
apple
good- that's a
dessert
good
with the
description.
cinnamon, the spices. It just reminds me of that. This would be great. Actually, this would be great in Tennessee while the fire's going, and
I just keep smelling it.
it smells great. I want a
haven't
candle that smells like this.
They have candles that smell like this.
I'm a
They're
little
called
upset I gave this bottle away when I did.
Vanilla and sugar.
That's really good, ain't it?
It is.
I'm a little upset you give it away now. I'm very happy I bought it because it's the only one I've personally seen in a store.
Yeah, I like that.
I see the rye every once in a while, but it's the one that I'll see the regular bourbon
Yeah,
make it onto the shelf sometimes.
Yeah.
Usually it's gone same day, but there was a time in the middle of this year. Well, we're in the middle of this year, in the middle of like the COVID, where it was just sitting on the shelves.
It's because no one was shopping.
Well, people were shopping. Like it was.
Oh, yeah,
it was
people were
funny.
shopping.
People were waiting in line still for bourbon.
Yeah, the port wine
Not
barrel
in
finish.
Lancaster.
The port wine barrel finish one, which we've reviewed before, I can usually find fairly easily. It's not on every shelf every time, but it's not like a Bland's.
Yeah, and
It's not like a,
You can find it in town. That's the thing.
The rye I'd never seen, though.
Right, the rye goes.
And I found some new tiny little rinky-dink hole-in-the-wall liquor store.
Oh, I'm glad that I haven't
And
poured all
found it
this
there.
for you guys.
This is really good. I really like this one.
I like this. I may have to go buy a bottle. At $100, I'll buy a bottle of
I think I'm giving this one a 4.
This is, for us, yeah, I'll give this
I'm giving
definitely
it 4 donuts.
I'll give it a 3.5.
This would be a hunt for me, just because I know that as soon as it's in, it's gone.
Yeah.
But it's so. For me, I'm not. This isn't going to be one that I pull off the shelf all the time and drink. I'm still not 100% on rye. I like all three of these actually. I've enjoyed them a lot more than I thought I was going to, and I don't just mean that they're better than I thought. They're actually good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I really enjoy them.
I should have brought you the Beam 8-star.
However,
I would love that. I wouldn't pour another one of those yet. We still have one more to do.
I'm just going to pour a very little bit and try it with water.
or you got to remember how much you poured us versus him.
So say I'm
Oh,
still
no,
not,
I went back and filled him back up again. But he's pouring just as much as I poured him the first time.
and I'm still under dudes, and he's drank out of his. Look at that.
You're fine.
Oh, I'm not complaining.
So Angel's Envy right now, regular bourbon available in Columbus. Limited supply all over Columbus.
Yeah.
9 different places. Well, shit.
As of
Here.
3 a.m. last night.
Here. But I mean,
I know.
not all those places are getting their bourbon today.
No.
Right.
So that tells me that you can get it. That's my point. Like the regular Angel's Envy, this is not the rye.
Ooh.
With the water.
Try that with a little water. And I know that's not something you normally do. Just a touch of water with it. Give it a touch of water, swirl it around, let it breathe.
Sometimes, but we don't do it on the show usually.
Yeah, just let that marinate a little. That's really good. I'm way happier that I accidentally bought this bottle.
Accidentally.
What is
Yeah.
this finished in again?
This one's in Caribbean rum casks.
I'm getting
that's
the
where
rum.
you're- yeah.
I'm getting the rum for sure.
Yeah, you get the sweetness of the rum.
Have you had the basil? No, is it Basil Hayden that's finished in the rum cask that they have?
We've had Balvenie finished in.
I think that Basil Hayden has a rum finish.
Yeah,
I've only had their regular stuff.
that was
and
actually
I
pretty good.
hate it.
Yeah, Basil Hayden regular I don't like, but their Basil Hayden dark rye is okay. They have a dark rye.
I've never had any basil.
I've got it downstairs. They also have the rum finish, which actually was pretty good. I was kind of surprised at that. I didn't think I'd like it because I don't like Basil Hayden.
Yeah, I'm not.
I really like this.
And I fell into the trap of the Basil Hayden bottle looks really nice and fancy, so I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
So I bought it, and I was
Great
like,
marketing.
Right. Well, my wife is a sucker for that. If they have good packaging
That's
or
the
anything
only
like
reason
that,
I ever tried Tullamore Dew. I got one of those, looks like a little cask ones.
Yeah.
I tried it. It was okay.
Yeah.
But I haven't bought it since. But I still have that bottle.
What sucks for me is when you get all excited about something because it looks cool, and then you just like,
How's
yeah.
that? That's good, ain't it?
That is-
Yeah, it looks all sweet, and then you get it and taste it, and it's kind of garbage.
That's
I've done that.
how I felt about Basil Hayden. Luckily I got it at a bar, and she handed me the glass, and I took a taste of it, and
Yeah.
I looked at her, and I'm like, "Is there soap in this glass?" And she
Is there
said,
cilantro in this
she
drink?
goes, "Yeah," and she goes, "No," and I'm like, "I'll just get something else." I just handed it back to her. It was
That bad, huh?
it was not good. I'm not a cilantro tastes like soap to me.
Yeah.
And this tastes
some
like-
people. That's a big thing for some people. Yeah.
Yeah, it tastes like a Duff bar, but I love cilantro. Like I'll still eat cilantro, but it just wasn't good.
I like this.
Yeah, that's good.
I like this a lot.
Now
Yeah.
that the sun's out, I can.
Bring that out.
So while we're finishing this, I'll kind of give an intro. I listened to the owners of this next one on, I think, the Bourbon Road. And I'd seen this before in different places, but I'd never seen the 6-year. I'd only seen the 2-year. So this is the 6-year version of Hotel Tango's. It's American straight bourbon whiskey. They're out of Indianapolis. This is their ready to drink, and it's kind of It looks kind of like, would you call it like a canteen? Almost,
Well, it's shaped.
The shape.
Yeah, the shape. They've got the curvature of the bottles. Looks like it's meant to look like a traditional military canteen.
Yeah, and they're a veteran company, so they're ready to drink. I think is the play on the ready to eat.
Yeah.
So, and then what's funny is it points
got
to the
this
top,
side up. Yeah, it looks
and
like
it says this side up to store. And then it says to pour this side up.
that's okay.
So
that's
that
definitely
cool.
a military thing because that's like the
when they don't take them
the claymores. You ever see a claymore?
Yeah.
Where it says front towards enemy, like it's literally like make sure you're pointing this the right way. So they're kind of
and those aren't those shaped like almost
kind
similar?
of curved. Yeah.
So you've got that curvature in the bottle in the middle.
It's a really cool label, really cool packaging.
Yeah, and it looks like military almost.
Yeah, it's just OD green with black.
Yeah, and even if you just look at it, it even says like there's a lot of references to the military. I feel like on here, just from the shape to the different little things that you would recognize from military, but also high standard issue, the ready to drink part, but Hotel Tango being. Terminology you would use for H&T.
So I was going to say, I wonder what HT is. It their initials or what? I have to do some more research.
I think it is actually
HT.
If I remember,
because I've seen things like you see the shirts that are Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, WTF.
It is Hotel Tango. Like when you search for it on OHLQ, it is Hotel Tango. That's the name of it.
Right.
No, but
why did they name it that?
Yeah, HT
dummy?
is the initials.
Shut up.
On the back of it, it says "Serve with heightened expectations."
Oh, okay. So they're proud of this.
They are. Well, I would assume that B Made is proud of what they create too.
I don't know if they are. I think they're rolling that off the line. When can you believe people are going to buy this? We're making money by selling this garbage. What in the world was that?
Is that my phone?
I had it in your phone.
It ain't mine. Mine's on silent.
Oh, I just went to Hotel Tango, so that sounds. It would make sense that was theirs. It's funny.
It's like what the.
Well, that came through the mic.
It did pretty well, even though I thought my audio's off, so I'm not real sure.
He's yelling at Tyler for being on his phone.
Well, I'm looking up information that has something to do with this.
That's fair.
So is this the...
While Tyler's on Grindr finding bartenders around Columbus.
Right.
So this is the straight bourbon, right? American straight
Yeah, this
bourbon.
and it's their 6 year, so they have a 2 year as well. Which the 6 year is a $50 bottle. The 2 year, I think, is a $30 bottle.
Say this is the $30 bottle.
Yeah,
they have
this is the $60 bottle.
No, they don't even have a $60 bottle listed on.
Because I
website.
just bought it.
It was a $50 bottle,
or that's what it is, $50 then.
The reserve, the reserve bourbon. Yeah, so this is the $50 bottle. They have a limoncello bottle, which is $30. They have a rye that's $40, and then they have.
That would have been great if we had the rye, just because we didn't know what each person was bringing.
Well, I said what I was bringing.
You said you were bringing Whistle Pig. You didn't say, I didn't know. I thought you were bringing the 12-year.
The owner is Travis Tango. His wife is Hillary.
Oh, there you go.
So I'm guessing that's
Hotel
where the Hotel
Tango.
Tango came from.
Instead of Tango Hotel. It's probably a good choice of name there.
Yep, so that's what it says in here. It says Hotel for Hillary, Tango for Travis.
Yep, there you go.
So yeah, I knew I was pretty sure it had something to do with the names of it, but I thought there were two owners, but it's one owner and a wife, I guess. So
two owners.
Yeah, well, I mean technically, I guess
they get a divorce and there's going to be two owners.
Legally two.
There might still be one. It all depends on how things shake down.
Yeah, it depends on if they can find his body. So yeah, Hotel Tango, Indianapolis, Indiana, the first combat disabled veteran-owned distillery in the USA.
No.
Interesting.
I like it.
So, but yeah, he was in Operation Iraq. But yeah, this is. I always like to support veterans if I can. Like, I always joke around about shirts. Someone will send me something and say, "Hey, can you make this?" And I'm like, "Well, who's it from?" And if it's a veteran-owned company, I'm like, "No, I'm not going to make it."
No.
But if it's
somebody wants some kind of duplicated.
Yeah, but if it's some Joe Schmo shirts.com, then yeah, sure, I'll make it. I don't give a shit. I'll change 20% of it,
to where it's
to where it's a little bit different. And
except for that Hello Kitty shirt I sent you.
Right.
There was no change into that.
There wasn't. But you sent me the image.
I sent you the image.
So I just used what you sent.
And it was for personal use. It wasn't like I was trying to sell it for something else. It was.
And I think I just charged you the time, materials, and ink. That's all I charged you. So. I forgot about that. Yeah, we met in. You had hurt your back right before that, right? So you didn't get to compete?
No, I competed.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That was my last competition.
That was right before you had surgery. The last one before surgery, wasn't it?
So that would have been It would have been the August before I had surgery, or it would have been before I had surgery in August. But it was
Well, it was in the football
Smash
season.
Fest.
Because I went right from there to my son's football game in Lancaster.
Yeah, so it was prior.
Where was this game at?
Lancaster.
No, it's Lancaster. You said it right the first time.
Well, I thought you were making fun of me, so I thought I'd say it both ways.
No, he lives close to it and says it wrong.
Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Lancaster.
Well, so I have relatives that live in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Right.
Well, I've got a buddy that lives there.
Yeah, in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and I live near.
And they call it Lancaster, but here it's Lancaster. They were named two different things for two different reasons.
You just said that. You just said. Say it again.
Lancaster.
Lancaster. Langkaster. Lancaster.
Lancaster.
That's what you just said.
no, he's at Lan.
No, he said
Lank. L-A-N-C.
Yeah. Lancaster.
Lancaster.
It's like Lancastino.
I'm on Randy's side on this one.
Yeah, that's fine.
So is everybody else in
Still
the house
wrong.
at Martelle.
Still wrong.
So yeah, I haven't. I had a quick.
feels good.
Yeah, it does feel nice. I had a quick drink of this before you guys came, just so we wouldn't have a neck pour. And that was the other thing I was going to talk about. Is so there's another guy in Columbus who has a pretty popular YouTube channel. It's called the Mash and Drum.
Mash and Drum.
I just saw his post on the Facebook page and checked out his YouTube channel. Yeah.
So he reached out to me a couple of months ago, right before COVID hit, actually, and asked if we could do a collaboration. I was like, "Oh yeah, that
shit.
sounds great."
Yeah, nice.
I said, "Let us get our legs under us first, so we can have a little bit more of a follow."
See, that's the difference between you and us, because Martell would have been like, "Yeah, we're doing it next week," and then messaged me, "Hey,
Yeah,
we're
but
doing something
this
next
guy
week."
is actually good. Like,
No, I know.
I didn't want to show up and just be a jackass on his show. So, like, I was like, well, let us get our legs under us.
You have standards, we don't.
I don't.
I would not
technically.
have
I just
done
don't
that.
like to make a big fool of myself if I can help it. Contrary to what it seems like in public or in when you meet me in person. But so he has this belief that you don't do a review on the bottle from a fresh pour. He likes to have a drink of it, get past the neck pour, let it sit, let it oxidize a little bit, and then do his review. Now, my only thing with this, and so I don't know the science behind that thinking and if that's actually how much it actually changes. There is a lot of people that like to let their stuff oxidize a little bit and go and revisit it.
Yeah.
What I don't understand is these things sit in a barrel for upwards of 10 years, and they're not vacuum sealed barrels. They're dripping out. They evaporate. So they're oxidizing for 10 years.
But it's the bottling process, and then it gets sealed.
Well, I was going to say, that you're right. They do that. That's part of the process of aging it. But once it's bottled and sealed,
That
it's
aging
reached
process,
that. Yeah, that's done.
But
Because
it's
that's
been
what they would
oxidized
taste like.
for 10 years
Now-
to some degree. I mean,
No, it has. But that's part of the process to get where they want it. Once it's there, they want to save it there, and that's why they seal it. I
sure,
think.
and I get that. But then why do you need to open it, pour out a little, then let it oxidize? That's my question.
Do you
I guess.
need to, or is that a preference thing?
I don't know.
Now,
that
here
you
is
do need
something-
to,
it's
but
interesting
but
that you
people
said-
talk about letting it happen.
Yeah, because I started listening to that Whiskey Minute podcast.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. I listened to every episode because they're 1 to 2
They're
minutes
1
long.
to 2 minutes long.
Yeah. I actually wanted to reach out to him and see if we could start throwing his stuff at the beginning of our shows.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Run it the first. Everything he does, just run it that first minute.
Yeah, we're drinking whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing a podcast. We're not drinking all of it.
We might be.
We might later.
It's early.
Well, let us know if you want to try. So that was one of dude's neighbors a couple houses down just realized if we're all drinking whiskey.
Well, I mean, to his credit, we're
We
sitting
do
in
have 4
front of
bottles. Yeah, he's absolutely right.
And
That
2 of the
3
bottles
guys,
are
yeah, 2 of
basically
the bottles
gone.
look like they've been hit pretty heavy.
So back to
What I was going to say though, what they said about it is, and you've said this, you and Tyler have. You've had a whiskey, you reviewed it, not liked it, put it back in the closet,
Yeah.
and then 6 months later you drink it and you go, wow. They said that on Whiskey Minute too, so I'm not saying he's wrong. I just don't know. When you say neck pour, I get it though. I guess it's really just the opposite.
Well,
Technically, you
might
can just
be
open the
getting
bottle
some
and let
of
it
that
sit for a
immediate,
while.
Like,
Well,
the
the more-
chemical or,
the
or
more
whatever
air-
reaction
yeah.
that's happened.
So here's some science that I'm going to make up.
Then I'm gonna
So the
make
more
up-
air that's in the bottle gives the whiskey the opportunity to oxidize more because that's more
Right.
circulation inside the bottle the more you're opening and closing it.
Especially if it gets moved around like this.
Yeah,
And it's,
I mean, if you noticed, every time I picked up a bottle, first thing I did was gave it a shake. For whatever reason, it doesn't matter. It can be a bottle of ranch. I pick it up and shake it.
Well, there's a guy that I watch on Instagram who, whenever he's doing he'll slam down the bottle, rip off the
Yeah, I've seen it.
and then he pours it, and then
I feel like he's going to break something.
I do too. I feel like the way he throws it around, it looks
because
like
I've seen him throw glasses and break glasses. Like he did a bloopers thing where he took a glass, he's like boom, and it broke the minute it hit. And I'm like, serves you right. He's like, take
jackass.
2, boom, and he hits it, and it just hits, slides, and he just
So
bam.
The flip side of that, according to the Whiskey Minute, if I believe I heard it there as well. Yes, it does. It is good to let it breathe.
Yeah.
From what they say.
Well, it's like wine.
But
You let it breathe.
Absolutely. But the flip side is they say anything that ages more than 6 months, it
Changes
starts going
the
downhill.
flavor.
Once you hit 12 months, they say if you
Well-
I'm just telling you what's
Right.
said.
No,
if we're talking about what other people say, they're saying once you open a bottle, drink it somewhere between 6 to 12 months. Don't let it go past a year.
I've heard the same thing, but I've read once it gets to like a 2/3 empty is when you need to start worrying.
So this
That's
is just
when
like
you're on the clock.
This is
Yeah.
just
Like,
like
if
the
you're up
Coronades. Like who knows? Then we're hearing
Right.
we're hearing 12
and
different
it's,
things.
and it's still personal preference. Like the other the biggest thing that I've heard makes the huge difference is sitting in sunlight.
Yeah.
Because that will
Well, mine
actually
sits in my
chemically
basement.
change it a little bit. But yeah, that's why I keep most of mine in the basement and in the closet. I keep some up there, and those are the ones I try to drink more often because we're sitting there now with the curtains open all day, and
The sun comes
the
in the
sun's
morning.
coming right onto them.
I
mean,
have all my stuff sits on the back corner in my den,
Yeah.
and no sunlight can reach it, so everything's fine with it. But I will agree with you, as you get down to that last, say, third of a bottle,
Might as well just
then you're on the clock. You need to just
work
need to
on
do
it,
something
yeah.
with it, whether it's a bottle kill or start, taking a couple drinks out of it and
well,
then
and I
create an
hope to
infinity
God
bottle.
that just opening it doesn't put you on the clock because I've got probably 50
they
of
said
my
it-
bottles open down.
They said it puts you on the clock, but a year. You've got a year's time.
I'm not going to get through half of that.
Well,
there
we'll
was, I had,
I have a network of friends.
Right.
I had
you know people.
I bought a bottle. My first bottle of Woodford that I bought in Hilton Head 4 years ago,
Yeah.
5 years ago.
Regular, double oaked? What?
The double oaked.
Yeah.
I've never actually had Woodford regular. I've only ever had
It's
double
okay.
oaked, and I'm
Double
fine
oaked
with
is
that.
out.
I think for the
though.
price, the Woodford regular is perfect
Well,
because it's cheap.
Yeah.
I mean, it really
But
is
the
cheap.
double oaked is
the double
so
oaked.
good.
I actually have some double oaked right now. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly fine with never having the Woodford regular and just drinking double oaked and getting double and some of their other experimental stuff.
Not that crap dude gave us.
No, not that barley wine shit.
Barley, all the
I don't remember.
brandy.
The brand
Finished
yeah.
in brandy
Yeah,
casks.
I wasn't-
Yeah.
I wasn't
That one
not
was,
a
that's
fan
probably
of
my
that.
least favorite of all of them, too.
That was my least favorite. But I had that bottle
I can still
of,
drink it.
of double oak for 2 years. Like drinking some of it here and there
Yeah,
and
just
letting
sipping on
it,
it.
sipping on it. And the flavor never changed throughout that entire 2 years.
See, that's the
And it
thing.
wasn't
I
I
think.
think it's more important how much it sits in the sun.
Well,
Yeah.
but again, now I would like to see a controlled test because
Well,
we're talking
who
different
was
types of
only way you can
whiskeys.
do a
Different
controlled
types. You have
test,
to get
though-
the exact same kind.
It has to be out of the
the
same,
same
barrel.
batch.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You have
Well, it
to get
doesn't
the
have to be
same.
the same barrel because sometimes they're blended, but it has to be in the same batch.
I would
at
say do
least.
same batch because it'd be easier to get
Yeah.
multiple bottles. But do one, keep it sealed.
Yeah.
Do one where you open it, do a neck pour, and then let it
And
sit.
then at the end,
do one
like
where
a year
you
later, you drink.
Well,
the
I'd
new
want
one
to see
and
it
the
3
old
months, 6 months. Like I'd
Oh,
want to
yeah,
see
sure.
10 bottles because I want to see one that you
He's
open.
being very scientific.
Pour
here.
neck-
He's
well-
way more scientific than the bullshit I made up.
But if I'm going to do something, that's what I want to see it in sunlight.
Yeah.
I want to see sealed in sunlight, open in sun. I want to see 5 of each.
Yeah.
In sunlight, out of sunlight, and
Speaking
because that's
of
the only
which-
way you're going to know how much it changes. At the end of that, if experts say, "Oh, it's not enough to matter,"
Well, and I don't know that my
then it's all in
palate
our head.
would pick it all
I said
up
experts,
anyway.
not us.
Well, right.
For us,
That's
I don't
what
think it
I'm
would
saying.
matter.
Have you guys seen the oak bottle thing that's going around? Like people are getting there's this oak bottle. It's basically there's 2 or 3 sizes of it, and it's basically a barrel
Okay,
in a water bottle kind of shape.
Okay.
kind of like one of those
So it's
bamboo
about this
water
tall,
bottle type
yeah.
things,
but it's an oak. And what a lot of people are doing is they're taking some of their bourbons that maybe aren't the greatest, or maybe they are good, and they just want them to be aged a little bit more. And because of the amount that you're doing, surface area to liquid, or liquid ratio, I guess, they age pretty quick. Like in a week, you'll see a decent amount of aging. Like people have taken White Dog and put it in there and aged it for a month, and they've gotten like a 2 or 3 year type of.
I don't
We
know. I've never seen
actually
that.
hold on. We talked about that Not what Dude's talking about with the bottle, but buying one of the barrels. Like,
Yeah.
there's the barrel you can
I've wanted to do that too and get the white dog and then.
Well, we talked about doing moonshine.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
taking a 2-year moon, like a,
Well,
not a
that's
2-year moonshine, but
technically what
taking,
white dog is. If you get
Yeah.
if you get a real moonshine.
Yeah, taking a moonshine, putting it in a barrel, and then aging it for like a year and see what happens.
Well, you have to be careful. Like the size of the barrel makes a big difference.
Well, I'm talking like the ones that are, I don't know.
It's like 5 gallon.
So like a
5
5 gallon. So there's and I don't know there's a chart out there that breaks this down. So all the numbers you're about to hear are made up. But from what I
Say 'em
understand,
anyway.
like a 5 gallon barrel ages at like what's a normal like 53
gallon.
gallon or something.
Yeah.
55,
So like it's like a tenth of the
44.
size, and I think that it ages the bourbon or the white dog or whatever you put in it. I think it ages it at like 3 or 4 times the speed.
Really?
So if you put it in there for a year, it would be like having it in there for like 6 years or so in a.
I'd be fine with that.
Right, but that's
Well,
what I'm
here's the
saying.
thing too. We
There's
could
a ratio,
also
though. There's
at
a
that
ratio.
point we could also put just stave blanks in there, so it's even more surface area.
Yeah, you can do
So
that.
then we throw it in
that's,
for-
that's technically what Maker's
you've
Mark
got-
was
Right.
with their 46.
I've got some from 2 Bits.
You've got staves from 2 Bits. 2 Bits actually sent Randy staves.
I reached out to redo his handle of his cleaver, which I did just think about this week, and went, crap, I still haven't finished that and got it back to him. I need to
I
sharpen
just need
it.
it sharpened.
And but he gave me a cleaver, said, hey, can you just sharpen this, kind of clean it up? Well, I ripped the scales off of it because they were falling apart and old. Cleaned the whole thing up, cut into it so he could use it like a chopper because he's a cook too. So
Yeah.
he can still use it like a cleaver, use it like a chopper. But I reached out to 2 Bitch, to Joe and Laura, said, hey, you've heard us on the show, you've hooked us up. Can I buy 1 whiskey stave? I've done it with the Jack Daniel's stave on a pocket knife for a buddy that I made. But Martell likes 2 Bitch bourbon.
Yeah.
You guys are one of his favorites. So instead of just buying Jack Daniel's, which he don't care about, if you guys can just send me...
You could
I
have
said,
done Jack Daniels and told me it was 2 Bits, and I would have
you'd,
been.
you'd never know.
I would never know.
But then they would have, maybe they would have listened and be like, wait a
Never
second.
sent him shit.
But I was like, here's what, and I sent him a picture of the cleaver. I said, I need it to be, I forget how long, like 10 inches long, give it 3 inches wide, just so it's enough for me to work with. And I had him sent it to my dad because he's retired at home, and he texted me and he goes, hey, did you order a box of wood? And I said,
Box of wood.
yeah, I said, no. He said, somebody sent us a box of burnt wood. I forgot that I even talked to him about it. Because she told me, hey, we're on the road right now. We're real busy. It might be a few weeks. It was like 6 weeks later, 2 months later. I totally forgot about it.
What the hell is
And,
that, dude?
Same thing you just fucking did to us. That's what it is.
And,
Payback.
I'm fine with that.
yeah, but, my dad's like, yeah, they sent us a bunch of wood. I'm just going to throw it in the scrap pile. I was like, whoa, like it hit me. And they sent me, I'm not lying, man. I mean, it was a box full of just whiskey staves.
Used.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Which is
yeah.
what I wanted.
Even better.
So when I'm working it, and I got my mask
this-
on because I'm sanding it, but you can smell
The bourbon.
the odor, the bourbon, and then if you hold the because I didn't put nothing
have
on
either
it.
of you been on a bourbon tour?
No.
So
The
I
best
talked
part of
about it.
every bourbon tour is when they take you into the Rick House. Like, you don't want to leave. Like, I'm not
I'm
kidding.
sure.
The smell just overcomes you, and you're like, holy shit.
So I
This
think
smells amazing.
Yeah.
It's like the best smell ever. If you like bourbon, even
Yeah.
Trina, who doesn't, she appreciates bourbon, but she likes vodka. Vodka sucks.
Vodka
and,
sucks.
Vodka's alcoholic water.
Right.
potato water.
All it is to get the buzz going.
But she went in there and she was like, holy shit, this is an amazing, like the smell was
Yeah, bourbon
so
smells
good.
so good.
So good.
So we were supposed to go down to the Bourbon Trail for my birthday. You
Yeah.
were supposed to go down for a barrel pick in May.
In May, yeah.
I was supposed to go down end of June for my birthday. Liz and I were going to go down. And today I was talking to Brandon. He had said something about the Whistle Pig, and I said, well, we need to just do like a trip down to the Bourbon Trail. Like, so I'm thinking
Tyler's
about
birthday's in December, and we've made a pact that we're going to go down every year for his birthday. So if December, everything starts to
Flights to
clear
the
up,
round table down there.
I was going to say October, but
we could do it in
October,
the car.
I'm going to Florida.
We could get
and-
3 or 4 episodes in.
Dude, I'm
Yeah.
going to Florida in October. Gatlinburg in November. Bourbon Show would be great in December.
Well, so-
That'd be perfect.
I may
Really,
be
all
going to
you-
Florida in December, but
So
we'll,
what? It's
we'll
a week.
figure it out.
Listen, we did. It was
it's a weekend.
honest to God. We left on Friday and came back Saturday night.
Oh, shit.
and
I
we
wouldn't
hit-
come back till Sunday.
Yeah, that's what I say. I'd give
That's
it,
fine.
give it
If we
2
could-
nights.
But my point was, with the two of us, I paid for the Airbnb. He drove. It was his birthday, so like I paid for the Airbnb.
That's not a far trip.
No.
It's not, and we hit a ton of. He had never been before. I've
never been.
I had only been to Buffalo Trace at that point with Trina. She and I went on our way down for her birthday in November. It was to give our friends a chance to pass us by and get checked in before we got there.
Yeah.
and so they could surprise her. So it was totally like she had no idea what was going on. I'm like, I know it's your birthday, but do you mind if we stop here? And so we did that. We did the tour together, and our friends passed us by while we were there. We had lunch and then went down to Nashville because it's like almost halfway. And
I've been to Nashville.
So we went then. We went in December for his birthday, and we went. It was like a little more than 24 hours. It was about like a 36-hour tour. And we went down. The first day we went to Buffalo Trace just to check out to see if they'd have Blantons, because you don't know unless you call ahead of time when they're going to have their Blantons. So we went down there. They didn't, but they had E.H. Taylor. So we picked up E.H. Taylor. Then we immediately drove over to Louisville, which I know is completely out of the way. But we did it just in case we might get Blantons. So we went to Louisville. We did.
You got the liquor barn there in Louisville.
Well, we didn't even go to the liquor barn. We went to Westport Whiskey and Wine, which is much better.
I've never been there.
There's another place in Louisville that I can't. It's just a small little well-known. And I say well-known. I can't remember the name of it. But they have everything.
Westport Whiskey and Wine has a tasting bar in the back. So it's a liquor store, and then they've got a tasting. That's the one I took and you asked, what are you guys getting me or whatever?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
on the way to Florida.
That you tagged where you were at. Martell said, "Hey, where you at?"
No, that was the Pearl.
That was
okay,
the Pearl.
Oh yeah.
So on my way down to Florida, I just told Trina, because we needed to stop. We had dogs with us and everything. So I just stopped in that parking lot. They walked the dogs. I went into the liquor store.
Yeah.
And just to see what I could get. But they have a tasting bar when it's not COVID season. And so
COVID season.
You know what? They could have a tasting bar even when it is COVID season.
I know.
Whiskey kills everything.
Right. So you can go in there and they have bottles of everything. You could taste everything you want, like Blanton Gold. You could taste anything, but then they may not have it for sale.
Speaking of, is your buddy?
Don't know yet. He's supposed to come back in 3 months. He still hasn't found a bottle
Of what?
How could he not find a bottle?
Something like that.
It's
I don't know.
rampant over there in
Where?
Japan.
Japan.
Well,
Red and
Blanton
black.
Gold.
I'll have to reach out. I actually haven't talked to him
Yeah, reach out to him because
for like 3 months. I know he's got about 3 months till he comes home.
red and black is all over the place in Japan.
in Japan.
Which one was? Well, I told him. I said,
Well,
if
we
you
said
get bottles,
we said black,
black is what I was trying to get.
but
I'll pay.
tell him.
But I told him what I told him was, now again, he's getting stuff for himself. He's got to move his whole family back.
Sure.
He's been over there
Well,
for
he
a
could
year.
ship it, and I'll pay for the shipping.
I mean, he can put it in a box
true.
in
If
one
he
of his
ships
shipping
it,
crates.
I'll pay for all of our shipping
He
if he ships it.
He legally can't ship it. It
Why?
has to, because you're not allowed to ship liquor internationally.
It happens.
It happens.
People do it all the time.
They do. I'm just
Well, they do with
disclaimer.
cocaine.
You just don't
too.
tell them what it is. You tell them it's
But if he packs it up with his
This
stuff,
is a ceramic cat.
snow globes.
yeah. I mean, if he just packs it up with his stuff, his
Yeah,
clothes.
Well,
That's fair.
but there's a thing where he's allowed to take certain stuff back, and some of it is liquor. So
Well-
much with his, because it's like you're allowed to have it here. It's yours. You can take it home. So he was going to try and get me.
Could you imagine me trying to pass that off, my stuff, if I was moving internationally and saying,
They'd be like,
Yeah.
yeah,
gotta-
whatever.
you got to break a bottle here.
Yeah. My only saving grace would be that there's a lot of different types of bourbon.
You would have a killer going away party.
Yeah.
Just invite everybody. Do it at the gym because you ain't going to be able to fit everybody here.
I'm sitting here watching birds, and it's a mother.
Yeah, we had one that was
It's
like-
a mother robin and two of her babies. Like,
Well, I looked out. So this guy replanted his yard the other day, and I looked outside, and there was probably 50 birds in there, like taking the straw,
just eating.
flying away, and probably
Making a nest.
making a nest somewhere. Like I'm just like, fuck. So we haven't talked about this yet. Have you guys?
We have not. I tried it.
I took a little sip.
I was gonna. So
On the nose, to me, it just smells like whiskey.
I was gonna say-
there's nothing that's real prominent. It's not
I'm
bad.
getting a little bit of brown sugar on the nose, but
to me, it smells like Buffalo Trace.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm getting more of a.
interesting. Well,
It
Buffalo
is-
Trace is 6 years old too.
Yeah, it is. It smells just like Buffalo Trace. And the only reason I know this is because I just had a glass the other night when I was making one of my.
Speaking of which, you guys see my
Sours.
big boy bottle that my buddy got me in
Did you not
Indianapolis?
see mine? I got a bottle of that in Weller in Cincinnati and sent you guys months ago.
Oh, of the Buffalo Trace
the
too?
big one, yeah, Buffalo in the Weller.
That was a weird,
Weird
flex.
flex,
wasn't it?
but whatever.
I'm just saying, you got one bottle, that's
I had it
fine.
months before you did.
I got my shit
No,
a
no.
while ago.
I mean, how many bottles you got?
Well,
you ain't got one of these.
The reason, so there's a honey hole in Indianapolis. It's just short of the outer belt.
We call it a honey hole here, and every state surrounding us, they're like, yeah, that's just normal store.
normal.
Well, but for them it's normal. But for us, it's a
That's
honey
what I'm
hole
saying.
because
For us, it's yeah.
They have Buffalo Trace every time you go, and they always have the big bottles. So I told my buddy, I was like, "Here's the exit. Go there. There's a gas station. There's also." It just happened to coincide with right before the construction, so he was able to avoid all the construction too. But he walked in and he's like, "Hey, my buddy told me that you guys usually carry a big bottle of Buffalo Trace." And the guy looked at him like, "How the fuck did you know that?" type of thing. And because it wasn't out on the floor, and he walks into the back, into the office, grabs it, brings it out, and gives it to him. And like every time I've gone there, it's just been sitting on the floor.
How many do you want?
Well, he said if he would have known that was a big deal, getting the big bottle like that. I was like, well, I said you have to think about it. 750 milliliters is $28.99. The 1.75 liter is $48.
Yep.
So for 1.5 liters, you're getting 1.75, but for 1.5 liters, if you just bought it individually, would be, $56. So you're saving $8 and getting another 250 milliliters for free, basically.
Before all this Blanton stuff went through the roof, there was a place that I went to.
This isn't bad.
No, this is really good. There was a place I went to on my way back to Steubenville, to my grandmother's.
And it's a wheated bourbon, actually. I didn't know that.
That is?
Yeah. It says dignified wheated bourbon, refined sweetness, what Chesty would drink.
Okay.
Chesty Puller.
Yeah.
He's a Marine.
So, well-balanced, dignified,
Now
wheated
you know what
bourbon.
branch he served in.
So, interesting.
There you go.
Yeah.
I really do like this.
I like this a lot.
So there you have it. I mean,
$50
I
you
want you
said?
to finish your story, but yeah, this one was 50. They
50.
have a 2-year version that was what, 30? Is that what you
30,
said?
30,
something
yeah.
like that.
So this is Hotel Tango Reserve Bourbon, ready to drink. The 6-year. It says it right on the back, age 6 years. The other one said age 2 years.
I like this a lot.
The packaging, everything about it, I really like. Even the top.
I'll be honest with you. I love the packaging. Yeah, the top.
Even looks like the canteen, screw-off
Right.
top.
They
The
made
only
it-
thing I
it's
don't like
ribbed.
about this is it's a rubber cork.
That's becoming more and more popular.
But I
though.
know that's become more and more popular.
The
This
synthetic
is just
corks.
a standard.
But it looks like a screw top. That's what I like about it. It
Yeah,
looks like a
It's
canteen
very
screw top.
yeah.
utilitarian. The whole packaging is very simplistic.
Yeah.
It's not. The beauty's in the simplicity of
Yeah,
this
it
marketing.
is.
Yeah. That's what I like about it.
I just wish that when they did this, because I've seen this style top with
a regular
with
cork,
a standard,
kinda like that,
organic
almost, yeah.
cork. Yeah.
I hear you, but I think the rubberized corks, and this is the thing that I do
they're
like
getting
about
more and
rubberized
more.
corks, is regular corks you can't store your bourbon on its side because it'll eat the cork away.
Right.
With rubberized corks, you can.
Just don't store it that long.
Just don't store it on its side.
Just drink it quicker.
Just drink it quicker. Yeah, no, that's fair. So yeah,
I will say
I like
this
is
because of the
actually pretty good.
packaging, which I love. I did not expect it to be as good as it is.
Yeah,
For our rating system, I'm giving this one a 3.5.
I give this a 3.
I like this one. I
like
really
it.
do.
I do like it.
I'll give it a hunt only in the sense that I can get the 2-year anytime I want. The 6-year,
Is that harder to find?
well, it's the only one that was there. I've never seen the 6-year on the shelves. I've only seen the 2-year.
I've never seen it on shelves. I've seen Hotel Tango
I have seen
online.
So
Pit
there's
Stop has it.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
on Bethel Road. There's a at the corner of Bethel and 315, like where the Micro Center is. Do you guys know where that is?
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's a liquor store back in there, back where the old St. Louis bread before it became Panera bread used to be.
Okay.
Oh, no shit.
And if you go to St. Louis, they're still called St. Louis bread. By the way, they're not called Panera in St. Louis. Little fact.
Just in case anybody out there is wondering.
Yeah, like what's this Panera they're talking about? It's St. Louis bread, fuckers. So right in that same shopping center, there's a liquor store there, and they always have this. But it's always the 2-year.
Okay, this with water's fantastic.
Yeah, I
think.
just finished mine with
This
water.
reminds me of Bernheim.
Huh? I've never had that.
Oh, I got it because I never seen it when we reviewed it. $30. I saw it was from Heaven Hill. I was like, oh, we love Heaven Hill.
Heaven Hill makes good stuff.
Bernheim Original Weeded Whiskey is one of my favorites now at that price point. For $30, it's
Weeded
phenomenal.
whiskeys are underrated. There's not a lot of weeded whiskeys out there, but most weeded whiskeys I enjoy.
Yeah, and the
because
Bernheim,
they're
I
just
see it about
mellow.
every store I go to.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those.
You have to send me a picture of it because I don't know that I've seen it.
Yeah, it's really good. We've reviewed it. If you're going down and you're behind, you should hit it here soon.
Well, what'll happen with me is I'll listen to 3 or 4 in a week of yours.
Yeah, and then
I'll miss a month, and then I'll listen to 3, and so I'll miss one in there, and then I start back up again at the top and work down. So I'll miss an episode every so often.
I am so far behind just on everything, like on Rogan and on Whiskey Minute. And
I can't do Rogan because it takes 4 hours. I can't.
Some
keep
of them
up
I
with
don't
Rogan.
listen to.
So Rogan, because I just drove to Florida, that's a 12-and-a-half-hour drive for me. I listened to 4. Oh yeah, I've seen that. Okay.
Yeah, phenomenal.
Is
Pick
it really?
up. $30, dude. 7 years.
It's like a sore penis, man. Can't
Yeah.
beat it.
Yeah.
Or hard to beat, anyway.
Yeah.
So
Depends on how aggressive you are.
So I listened to 3 Rogan episodes on the way down to Florida and another 2 on the way back.
That'll do it.
The Elon Musk episode, the most recent
second
was
I haven't heard all that.
So good.
It was good. That one was good.
I've heard bits and pieces. I haven't heard it all.
Jocko, the one
He
I
is
sent you
such a
guys, the
nut job.
Jocko Willing.
Jocko Willing.
I can never say his name. Right.
It's Willing. I butchered that.
We did a quote. There was a stint for like 2 months where we were doing like inspirational quotes in front of our episodes, and I made him read one, and it was from Jocko Willink.
Jocko Willing.
Now, when you listen to our episode at the beginning, he reads it fine, but at the end, you hear all the edits of him trying to say Willink, and it was like
Wilnick,
15.
Willick.
He'd be like, he'd read the quote, and he'd be like, Jocko Willings. Beep! Jocko beep!
That's fine.
And every time I see his name or hear it now, it reminds me of Martell trying to say it.
That
I don't
episode
feel-
was so good, though. The most recent one with him on it.
Yeah,
with
it
Musk
was really good.
Really good.
With Jocko on it. It was
Michelle
really good.
Chen, have you listened to that one? That's a good one, too. She
No.
just basically takes... She's from
don't think
Singapore. And so, like, they're kind of not under the thumb of China, but they're at least under the, like, influence of China to some degree.
Like under the thumb knuckle.
Yeah,
Like not under the thumb,
right.
but like close.
She just does a pretty good job of ripping China apart in that. And which is funny because right now the liberal mentality is they're kind of behind China a little bit.
Yeah.
But she's liberal, but she also is from that area, and she's like, you guys are fucking idiots.
You don't know what you're talking
China's a communist, fucking oppressive,
So I just watched. It's called. God damn it! What's it called? It's on Netflix. It's like History 101. It's like a docuseries, and they do a quick.
yeah, not very level.
They do a really quick.
Probably I like keep falling out of it. I just realized the back legs of my chair have been. I've literally been like
On the
leaning
patio.
this entire time.
He's getting a workout.
My core.
They do these 45-minute to an hour episodes on different things, and this one's on China and the China economy and how they went from like this essentially a third world country 25, 30 years ago to this powerhouse that they are today.
The wet markets were a big part of it.
No.
Well, I mean, internally that was a big part of it because it brought up their poor and allowed them to, make money for just something they could grow or catch on their property, basically.
This all talks about how they are, a socialist economy, and then they allowed in this one region of the country international.
Almost like a capitalism type of thing.
So they
Singapore did the same thing.
They stay socialist, but they have this capitalism mentality with everything that they do.
Right there.
So they have this hybrid piece, and it's crazy how they just went from like, their buildings were no more than 2 stories to these 40, 50, 60-story buildings.
Well, Singapore in one generation turned their entire economy around, and now they went from a third world country to a first world country in one generation. And the Michelle Chen episode with Joe Rogan,
you know what? I did listen to it. I take it back.
Outstanding.
She was really good.
Talking about that. And what I thought was interesting is they opened up capitalism and international capitalism and gave a ton of like tax breaks for people to come there. But they are still very oppressive in a cultural sense. Like they don't let you think your own thoughts, and you've got to keep it
You can't
in
say
line
anything
with
about
the
the
government and stuff.
Yeah.
But one of the things I thought was interesting, and I don't agree with it, but I think the result is good. So it's hard to not agree with something where the results are good, but I just don't. Forcing this type of thing, I just don't agree with. But basically, they have, I think she said 80% of their housing market is public housing. And so what they have happen in these public housing blocks is that the ratio of the different races, ethnicities, whatever you want to call it. So let's say you have 20% black, you have 50% white, you have 20%, Taiwanese, and I'm going to probably go over 100%, but. And basically what they did in these public housing sectors is they made the ratios of the demographics match the ratios of their national demographics.
Yeah.
So if you would have to have those exact same demographics in your public block so that you were forced to live with all these other ethnicities and races and stuff like that. So they were basically forced to get along. So I don't like the idea of forcing people to do that, but obviously you can't argue with the results because they don't have a lot of racism in that country. They don't have a lot of...
They also don't have a lot of anything in that country as far as personal freedoms.
Singapore, though,
Well,
Singapore's a
over
little
50% of Singapore has personal servants.
So that's where the Crazy Rich Asians
Yeah, that's
is,
back to
is
fucking
Singapore.
slaves.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but
I
they're
know
being
what you
paid.
mean.
They're being
I know.
paid.
They're being paid, and if I remember correctly, she said that those people. It's not that they don't choose to do that; they choose to be a personal servant because
They get paid
They
well.
get paid very well, and,
Yeah.
and it's a guaranteed position because a lot of Singapore is affluent now, and they
should
can
change the
they
name to
can
Singer
afford it.
Rich.
But
Nice. That's good.
I've just been staring at the squirrel the last 10
No,
minutes
I
when you guys
noticed.
talking about China.
We had
You're
a
like a
Tyler
cat
moment.
in a
Dude,
window.
no, it's
We had
dinner.
a Tyler moment for a second.
I'm serious. That's the redneck of me coming out because, if I was down at Dad's and I saw this, I'd just go and get a gun and shoot it and clean it.
You're like a cat in a window.
Yeah, I'm like a fat in a window.
A fat no
That
window.
too.
Jeez.
So I really like this this Hotel Tango.
Yeah, I
I was
think
trying to find I was also trying to find the episode with her on it, and I'm looking through the list. And
it's
I don't
back
see
a ways. I think it's.
I remember listening.
I think
to
it's
it now.
in May, possibly,
If you
or
would
late
just
April.
Google her name and Joe Rogan podcast, it'd probably tell you.
It probably would, but I was going through the podcast list.
Yeah, it's back a little ways. So I was skipping around, and my buddy Mark, who was on my last episode, he's the one who told me to listen to it because we always talk about China. Him and I. He's Chinese, and he was actually born in China and raised here.
What's Mark's last name?
Son.
Pi. Oh, okay.
God damn it, Randy!
So
Playfully race.
But that's not this show.
I mean, it kind of is.
Mark will laugh his ass off at that. Mark's one of those guys.
It's like my buddy Tom. I'm like, Tom, what's your real name? He's Laotian, I believe. I said, Tom, what's your real name? He's like, shut up, man.
No,
I'm
Mark's
curious.
one of those cool guys. Like, this is what I really like about Mark is he is very intelligent. Not an Asian stereotype thing. He's just a very intelligent.
The fact that you had to say not an Asian stereotype thing.
Can he drive?
I've honestly never watched him drive. That's a good question. I don't know. That's
man.
actually a good question.
That squirrel's right behind you, Tim.
That's fair. But no, so we he's well read. He's a go getter. Like he's an intelligent guy.
Can play violin and piano.
He's very open minded. So when we
Great at chess.
when we talk, we have great conversations, and so we don't agree on everything. But we agree on a decent amount of stuff. Like our Venn diagram has a pretty big overlapping area, but we have some areas that we don't overlap.
You got big tips.
As Martel's trying to feed the
He's trying to get bourbon to a squirrel.
Like, listen,
If you get the
we have a
squirrel
social
to drink
contract.
bourbon. He just set it out there as bait.
I'll set it out there. We'll see if he comes back and gets some.
Oh, I smell more weed. Man, it's just a party living here, ain't it?
It is.
You got squirrels out here trying to score some bourbon.
So we've had a whole bunch of shit bourbon today, but we've been influenced by the weed coming down
Right, that's
downwind.
what it is.
That's what it is.
It's really all been Beam 8-star.
In Kentucky
People are going to
Tavern.
be like, Hotel Tango's terrible. What the hell are they smoking? Oh, well, they're smoking weed.
Downwind from.
I mean, I'm not technically smoking.
No,
I'm inhaling.
We're secondhand. We're secondhand.
secondhand.
I would say I smell it.
Yeah. No, I agree. So everything we've had today, I've really enjoyed.
I honestly, there's not one here that I wouldn't get a bottle of.
I definitely knew that I would enjoy the Whistle Pigs.
I was no surprise there. The
I
Angels
wasn't
Envy
sure about any
surprised
of
me.
them except for the Hotel Tango, and that's only because I had a drink before you guys came to get it past the neck.
Well, and Randy said he wasn't bringing anything, and I called him a fucking mooch. So
I'd actually planned on bringing that the entire time. It's just more fun to mess with you.
I kind of had a feeling he was bringing something. I just thought it was going to be food related.
Because
So
of that. I can't make a joke about your Asian friend, but you can just call me fat right
As
here.
I said it, I'm sitting there thinking he's going to fucking take this as a fat joke. No, because the conversation originally had something to do with everyone bringing food.
and I wanted you to bring deviled eggs.
I almost just went and got some White Castle. I'm not going to lie. I was about to show up with a bag
my
of
wife told
sliders.
me, she's like, don't slave over some food. Just go to Panera and get their mac and cheese.
It's St. Louis.
Go to St. Louis Bread and get their mac and cheese. And it is really good. So our buddy Tony, we had a thing for 4th of July over at my friend AJ's house, and he just brought mac and cheese, put it in an actual container, make it look like it was his. So I'm like, oh man, it's like Tony, because he loves mac and cheese. I was like, your mac and cheese is really good. And he goes, well, it's Panera's mac and cheese. I was like, oh, okay.
See, you could have got the mac and cheese from Panera, threw it in one of those tin pans, threw it on the smoker for an hour, and just smoked the shit
You
out
could
of
have
it.
made Kraft mac and cheese, and I wouldn't have cared.
It doesn't take that much to make that mac and cheese.
No.
You cook some flour, milk, and butter, and then you just melt the cheese, and then you put it in a freaking casserole dish with a...
I'm so poor white trash, if I would have showed up and you had those, like, quickie make mac and cheese, you just add water to and put in the microwave for a couple minutes, I'd have been fine with that.
Listen, my son
what
lived
you
on
made's
those for a while,
amazing,
man.
but I don't care. Like I'm just not that guy.
I've never put Cheez-Its on the top before. That was a new thing.
I like that.
It was pretty good. That was a good touch. You should try it with the white cheddar Cheez-Its, I think.
Oh,
yeah.
I think that would be...
Or the jalapeno Cheez-Its.
Ooh, that's a good... Yeah, that'd be a good twist, too. Instead of the Frank's Red Hot.
I've never put Frank's Red Hot in it before.
I liked it. It gave it zest. It wasn't hot.
I didn't want to put too much in there. I wanted to just give it a little bit.
Yeah, it was zesty. It wasn't hot.
The reason why I did that is because when I initially took the spoon out from mixing it all together, I was like, God, this cheese is just... There's nothing really catchy about the cheese.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to throw some fucking Frank's Red Hot in it. So
it was good.
So I don't think it actually takes anything, like any real time to smoke anything.
Yeah.
The prep time on those ribs that I made today was...
You probably did it last night.
15
Let it sit
minutes.
In the fridge, right?
But yeah, I made them last night, and that's the first time I've actually made them the night before.
Well, it makes a big difference for the... Because
everything sits.
Well, if you sit, like... So check this out. Like, I made some... the time you guys came over last. I think it was the last time you came over. And
we have ribs every time I come up here now. I'm not mad. I'm just observing.
So this is what I did the night before.
Okay.
And then the next day, that's what they look like. Just pulling them out of the fridge.
Everything just kind of marinated right into
so
the meat.
it went from like a bright red with just seasoning to everything looking like it was part of the meat.
Yeah.
We'll do that with steaks. We'll season our steaks, and we may even pour it. We'll put it in a kind of like one of those glass cake pan type or brownie pan type things.
I love that. I love that right there. So what you just missed on the podcast was Martelle actually looking at all the different bottles of bourbon,
reaching for 3 different bottles before
and trying to figure out which one he was going to
chose
settle
my selection.
And I know what made your final decision.
That's mine.
That's not yours. You have these to go home to. I better get more of this before it gets.
No, that wasn't it. I was looking at that and I'm like, those 2 are good. That finished in the rum cast.
It's good, man.
That was really good.
I'm happy I brought it because, well, here's the thing too. When we talked about doing this originally, I love doing swap casts, but we're going to make this a thing now.
This is a different
Flights
thing.
Around Table is going to be a different thing. We're going to make this something regular.
Get people to show up for it.
Us 3 will.
Well,
yeah.
It's all about priorities.
Well,
right?
we're a triangle table right now. We're not even a round table.
No, the table's
and
round.
Randy moved closer to me, which is weird.
That is weird.
So what I was saying, as I start caressing Martelle's arm, but my thing is, I don't have anything unique that you guys don't. And the only thing I have, I know.
It doesn't matter.
Well,
but
I even offered up my entire list to just because a lot of that stuff I haven't even opened.
Here's what I have right now: Gentleman Jack. Not my bottle, but it's one of those ones. My buddy's like, "Well, if you drink it, fine."
Is that a Jack Daniel's?
It is.
Have you guys had the Jack Daniel's single barrel at all?
I'm not a Jack Daniel's fan.
I'm not either, but the Gentleman Jack and the Jack Daniel's single barrel is different.
I've heard the Jack Daniel's single barrel is
maybe I should have brought Gentleman Jack. Because here's the thing, Jack Daniel's is swill that you mix, to me. It's kind of like Captain. It's made to go with Coke. It does it well.
Yeah.
Jack and Jim.
Jack's Cack.
Jack, Captain, and Beam.
Yeah.
Are all mixers.
But like
the Beam that I brought you liked.
I did. We wanted to fight.
So like if you there's different like the Jack Daniel's single barrel I've heard is really good. There's another Jack Daniel's out there that I can't remember what it is, it's supposed to be outstanding. And then there's a Jim Beam single barrel or something like that. Not that one.
That's not Jim Beam. That is Jim Beam. Abysmal.
But there's a single barrel Jim Beam or something too that's supposed to be outstanding.
That barrel proof. That was 100 that we liked.
Yeah.
I got.
What's the new one they just released too? It's like Old Tub or something like that.
There's something.
Everyone's talking about it right now. It just came out during COVID, and it's I think it's called Old Tub. It's supposed to be really good.
It's because it was made in an old bathtub.
Maybe. Maybe.
See, I don't spend a whole lot of time on the Facebook page for the Columbus Bourbon Board.
Yeah, I used to.
I did, and then I got kicked out for some unknown reason. I didn't.
No. You know that
it
you
closed
didn't get
down.
Kicked out.
No.
It got shut down.
No, that one got shut down, but then there was another one, and I got kicked out of that one.
Okay.
So, and
that reminds me, we need to have Ronald Rankin on this. He was
Ronald Reagan. I think he's dead.
Rankin.
Oh,
he was huge in that page. And
and
they do all these. Like he was the one who first got me the 1910 Whiskey Row Old Forester, and
I'm not going to name names, but they did a barrel pick for the Russell's Reserve.
I heard that was terrible.
It was fucking awful.
Yeah,
I spent money on that shit. I took it home.
I heard other people say it was terrible.
I opened it up, and I'm like, Russell Reserve was really good.
Yeah.
Poured it in a glass, tried it. I'm like, this now just became a mixer. Like, right off this first sip, it became a mixer. I took it back for Thanksgiving this past year to my grandmother's, and my aunt and I finished off the rest of the bottle mixing it with Coke and drinking and eating pizza.
So
that's the definition of a mixer right there.
Yeah, I mean, it was
100%.
I follow Bourbon Enthusiasts. That's a lot of the ones that we've done that are barrel picks and stuff are from them.
And they comment on everything you post that you tag them in.
They have. Well, they're really cool about that, which is actually, they're the ones I was going to do the barrel pick in May with. Mm-hmm. And so they just did recently, and I just got one of each. I get two whenever they allow because I've liked every one of their barrel picks except for barrel bourbon, like the one that we had. You guys didn't have it with me.
No.
It was terrible. Oh,
no.
It was awful.
And that's the thing.
I think barrel bourbon in general is just not good. I don't think it's my cup of tea.
I've never had anything that they do, but barrel bourbon, their whole premise is they just buy up stuff.
And they mix it.
And then they mix it to make their own thing. And they only ever do it once. It's like Somewhere in Particular, or Nowhere in Particular, the brewery.
The brewery, yeah.
They only do, because there's Somewhere in Particular.
The Gypsy Brewers?
Yeah, because it's the same guy. Somewhere in Particular and Nowhere in Particular are the same people, but the Nowhere in Particular, it is a one and done.
Yeah.
They make it once.
Nowhere in Particular is the Gypsy ones, right? They're the ones that go around and make stuff at a location and then pick up shop and go somewhere else.
Well, but it's the same people that own Somewhere in Particular.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So they make it once, that's it, they're done, and they move on to the next beer. Barrel does the same thing.
I just bought two Russell's Reserve. They're two different picks.
Okay.
They're both a barrel pick, and one is the CN-D barrel, and the other one is, I think it's CN-B. And it was limit one per barrel, so I'm assuming that they're probably like a high, they must be probably a high proof or something, because it was only 162 bottles.
Okay.
So I'm assuming, it must have been, so C&D and then Warehouse B. So C&D was one warehouse and then floor 3, and the other one was Warehouse B, floor 4. But they must be, there was only a bottle yield of 174 for the B and 162 for the C&D. So it must be a high proof.
Okay.
Or really old and it just a lot to the angel share or whatever. But I'm
super oaky.
That's supposed to be tomorrow. Okay. I'm supposed to get that tomorrow.
That's what's supposed to come on Sunday.
Well, that goes back to one of the other things that are on Whiskey Minute. Aside from how long you should leave a bottle open, they were talking about the age of some of the... They talked a lot about Pappy even, like 23 year, but a lot of people are saying once you get past 12 years,
well, so there's
really start going downhill.
There's a difference. That's not always true, though. So, like, it all depends on what floor it's stored on, too. So when you store it on the bottom floor, which is generally where they do the Pappies and the longer, like the ones that do that well... is 7/12 tomorrow? Yeah. So it's in South Huntington Township, Pennsylvania, right now. So it should be. It says by tomorrow end of day. When it's on the bottom floor, it doesn't because it's cooler. It doesn't pull the oak in as much.
Yeah,
and that's where the 12-year thing comes from. Is a lot of times that's true because a lot of warehouses will rotate their, like Maker's Mark, for example, they rotate their barrels.
Yeah.
So 12 years would be way too much in a place like that. But when it's kept on that bottom floor the entire life of its,
But that's kind of what I guess what they were talking about, and you're right on that, and you know more about that than I do. But they were saying a lot of times, and not just Pappy, but longer age doesn't necessarily mean you should pay more.
Right. It doesn't.
Because it doesn't mean it's any better
for
than
most
anything
bourbons. You're right, though. 12 years is the sweet spot. Like
most of the ones we like, I think, are right between 6 and 8-ish. 6 to 9.
Yeah, 6 to 9
is what we found we kind of like.
Buffalo Trace, Blanton's, all those are under 10. Buffalo Trace is 6. Eagle Rare is 10.
Eagle Rare's minimum 10 guaranteed.
Yeah. But, I mean, generally...
Which I like Eagle Rare. I've got a bottle, but...
For its price? I mean, was it like $30?
$30
$32.99.
Yeah, and I think in 2000... I think it was 2018 they actually didn't produce any because they didn't like the way it tasted.
So that year's output wasn't good or something?
It wasn't... So they had what they had in the barrel. They tried it. They said it's not up to snuff, and
that caused a huge rush on it, of course.
Yeah, and that put that back in for another year.
It's been tough to find.
Yeah.
But
even here now, I'm looking at the two Whistle Pigs, the 6 year and the 10 year. That's a 6. The Whistle Pig 6-year, the piggyback, I like that better than the 10-year. Now, there's differences too.
There's differences to them. I don't know that I like one more
Well,
than the other.
one's 100% rye. The other one's this Angel's Envy's 95.5. What was this one?
That one, I don't know what that was.
I don't know.
It just says straight rye.
It says 10-year rye.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to
the
guess that's
piggyback
also
is 100% rye.
Yeah.
So to me, they're two different things. Like I can't compare. Like you're comparing a
No,
rye
you're
to
right.
rye, but they're two different things because I don't know.
But
that
I'm
they're
saying that
100%.
age alone, basically what I was trying to say, though, age alone does not mean you should pay more.
Right.
It doesn't guarantee
No, I
it's
agree
better.
with that completely.
No,
Well, we tried that Balvenie. That was 12 years.
I didn't like.
We
that.
didn't like it.
I didn't like that
Yeah.
Bourbon at all.
It was
That's
great.
an Irish whiskey?
That was
Yeah, that was an Irish whiskey finished in rum casks. Great packaging, came in the cardboard tube. I've still got it. I haven't touched it since we reviewed it.
Yeah,
Guys still ain't picked it up.
See, I'm not
It's yours.
I don't know how you pronounce it, if it's Islay or Islay or whatever.
It's Islay.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of the Islay
I haven't had that. but
scotches.
We're not big
taste-
on Scotch.
To me,
Yeah.
it tastes like Band-Aids.
That's
Well, that's yeah.
But
so
if
I
you
had
go
that,
Highland, from what I understand, the Highland scotches taste better.
I don't know.
I'll have
see,
to
I haven't
have
had
one.
it.
Yeah,
I know. Like I've had I think Johnny Walker once.
Now
And
Johnny
that's supposed to be
Walker
good.
Blue Label I liked it. Okay,
The
it was free too, so it was really good.
what the hell is it? I can't think of the name. I can never pronounce it. It starts with an A. It's a Scotch. It's like Asflung.
Ardenburg,
Maybe that's it. It's Asflung.
Ashflung,
Yeah,
Ardenburg.
Asflung
Asflung. Ardenburg.
sounds like a bunch of crap to me.
It is. I was given a bottle. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'll give it a try. He's like, I got a bottle of whiskey for you. You know, I'm not a big fan of it. I'll just give it to you, whatever. This guy at work. I'm like, all right, cool. So I took it. I opened it up, and I'm like, okay, it smells super strong. Poured it in a glass. Took a taste. I'm like, this tastes like a 1980s Band-Aid container.
I remember
Yeah,
you saying
Band-Aid. That's the peat.
It's
peat.
the peat.
It is.
But it's specifically, and for those that are too young to know, like, if you want to know what a 1980s Band-Aid tin, like when Band-Aids came in a metal tin,
Yeah.
Yep.
that is exactly what it is. That
is so funny. I've heard so many people describe it as a Band-Aid tin.
It's a Band-Aid
It's
tin.
so
Yeah.
funny, and I feel the same way. I think it tastes just like it's gross.
it is not good.
It is, and from what I understand, it's a very acquired taste. Like if you grow up on it or whatever in Ireland or Scotland or whatever, that's one thing. But like here, it's an acquired taste. You have to get used to it.
You have to get used to it. Like I would have
But
to
why?
sit and drink a bottle.
Like, what's
or
the
two.
point?
Yeah, if you don't like it, right
Yeah.
away. I mean,
Well, it's the same thing with whiskeys and bourbons and ryes. It took me probably a year to actually get into drinking whiskey. Like, I had to go buy a bottle. The bottle that actually turned me on to whiskey was Leadslinger whiskey.
Leadslinger. I just saw some Leadslinger today at the store.
Yeah, like that bottle is what actually turned me
There's
on
two different versions of it.
to getting whiskey.
Huh.
And they have a rye. They have like a Fireball version. They have
These were both. One was just a whiskey, and one was a bourbon.
yeah.
The two Leadslingers I saw.
They have a whiskey. They have a bourbon. But Leadslinger whiskey was when I started was the only thing they produced other than this. It's called Napalm, and it's their Fireball version. It's their cinnamon version. And
I'm playing.
I
can't sit still for too long.
No, it's fine.
that's what I got started in. Like I bought that bottle. I tried it. My aunt lives in Texas. I'm like, can you get me bottles of this? This is where it comes out of Arkansas. They're based in Texas. This is the closest that I can get it now. Now I can get it in Ohio, and I haven't bought a bottle since it was, it's available here. But that's what my first bottle of whiskey was that actually turned the table on me drinking whiskey on a normal basis.
So when I got married to Trina, a buddy of mine got me. He was a former NHL hockey player for the Minnesota North Stars at the time.
Yeah.
And he was just a freaking local legend. Every time I went to Minnesota, everyone knew who he was. We didn't have to pay for drinks when we go out. And he got me a box.
Isn't that the best, though, when you don't have to pay for
it was
shit
cool.
when you go out?
And I was just attached at his hip at the time, so I was, riding the coattails. He got me a box of Cubans, so I went and bought a humidor, and I've still got 2 Cubans left in the basement. And then I was like, oh, you know what, I should probably get into some scotch or something. So he bought me a couple bottles of scotch, and then my buddy from England sent me a couple of bottles from scotch that I'd never get here. I've still got them all downstairs. because I just, no matter how hard I tried, I could not get into the Scotch.
Yeah.
And then I started drinking bourbon with a buddy of mine who would always mix his with ginger ale. And so I was
That's
like,
a big
"Ooh."
thing.
It is, and it's actually really good. And then what got me is I just started taking a little bit of ginger ale out of it each time to the point where I got it to neat. Me and Tyler went to a bourbon boxcar thing in downtown Columbus last summer.
Yeah, and that was for Makers. I wanted to go to that.
Well, it
and
had
I'm like,
Makers, Knob Creek. It had, I think Basil Hayden was there too. And then it had, there was 4. I don't remember what the 4th one was.
I was going to say, Basil Hayden and Knob, aren't they? They're owned by
Jim Beam, I think.
Beam, I think. But Makers is its own thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. But it's all incestuous. Like Brown Foreman, for example, owns Old Forester. It owns Woodford Reserve, and so I mean, there's a lot of overlap in some of those. But this was just I don't think it was any one brand.
Yeah.
So, but it was Basil Hayden, Knob Creek, Maker's Mark, and something else. I don't remember. That's when I started my Maker's Mark ambassador stuff. So I've got a barrel with my name on it in Maker's Mark right now. Tyler did it at the same time, so we both have our name on the same barrel. So, like, when you look up your barrel in the Maker's Mark ambassador thing, it shows your name on the plate.
And you'll get that in...
It's like another 4 years, I think, maybe 5 years. I can't remember.
2027?
I'll have to look and see if is it on. Where do I have that app? It's probably under food.
Yeah, I wanted to go to that, and I was like, I'm not a big fan of Makers. I hate Beam. Like, I'm not a fan of Beam. I don't want to say I hate it. I'm not a fan of Beam. I don't.
Well, I got
Knob Creek. I like. Like, I've got 100.
Knob Creek's really good. I didn't realize.
Yeah, like I've got a bottle of Knob Creek 120 that is the smoothest thing that I've ever had. Like, for how high proof it is. And I'm not a. I'm just. But everything else, I'm like, I wasn't a fan of Makers at the time. But I hadn't really had. All I had was a square bottle, and I wasn't a fan of that. I hadn't had 46.
Yeah,
36.
no, I get that.
So I'm just like, now I wish I would have went.
So here's our nameplate, and you'll look in the first column. I guess I'm the top name in the second column, and Tyler is like 2/3 of the way down in the first column. So that's our, like, it was just
I just made it go away.
Just click on the, click. Let me see the screen.
Make out.
There.
You got sand in your iPhone case.
Yeah, probably from the beach.
Humble brag.
I'll be down there next week with sand in my case too.
I should probably
and
take it
my
off
crack.
and clean it again.
Humble brag.
But so it's kind of neat. Like in a couple, it'll tell you when it's going to be ready.
You don't even like the heat. Shut up.
You're right. It's miserable.
So it's not even a brag.
To him, it's not a brag. So it says our barrel birthday was November 1st, 2019. It's been aged 8 months so far. Expected maturity is November 2025 to May 2027, somewhere in there. And when that matures, you get this golden ticket that they send you, and you get to go down there.
I'm sure it's Willy Wonka.
Yeah, you get to go down there, and you get to buy your bottles from your barrel. And
How many bottles?
So you pay to be an
There's a certain
ambassador,
number.
right?
Yeah, no, it's free to be an
Ambassador.
ambassador.
Oh, okay.
It's free.
It's just you sign up. It's just a way for them
Okay.
to. And they send you this whole package. Like I got
That's
this
good
whole package
marketing
in the
because
mail.
now you're all excited to go buy as much as you can.
Yeah.
So they're like guaranteeing future
Well,
sales. That's
how many
really
people
smart.
were on that list? I mean,
Yeah, that's
Probably-
what I'm saying. Like 30 people.
no.
I was going to say 22.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 1, 30. 30 people.
Yeah.
And if it's a bottle that's
I'm
6
good.
or 7 years old, you're going to get over 200 bottles out of it, or a barrel that's, you're
Right.
going to get
Yeah.
over 200 bottles. So that's, around 7 bottles a person you potentially could get. And that's if everyone gets 7 bottles. So
That's if they even remember.
well, they'll get the ticket. So I mean, it'll be mailed to them when their bottles or when their barrels matured.
It's going to look like spam, and they're going to
Maybe,
toss it right in the
Maybe.
trash.
but I know that I know it's 6 years away or 5 years away potentially, and I've checked that site a few times. And I don't know why. Like,
Yes.
it's not going to tomorrow.
Right.
Oh, yeah, we moved you up.
Well, it's the same thing.
You know?
You order something online, right? And then what do you do immediately?
No, you just check
Track my
status,
package.
Track it. It's,
Yeah.
it's not even been picked up yet. But
Right.
You got the tracking number, though.
Yeah.
No, I like Maker's Mark. I like their regular Maker's Mark. I like their 46. I like their 101. I like their cask strength. But again, there's not a lot of bourbons I haven't liked.
Yeah.
There's a couple, but a lot of bourbons I'll find a reason to like them.
Yeah, I'm with you. I haven't found a bunch that I don't like. That Beam 8-star that I keep mentioning is garbage.
Oh, that, you can't even mix that.
Kentucky Tavern. I bought a small bottle of that once, and then
Stuff's so bad.
I don't know what I did with it, but then I went and bought another bottle because I knew he was coming over, and that was so bad. I did send you the photos.
Where'd you send them in Messenger?
No, text.
Did you?
Yeah. I must send them to somebody else.
You might have, because I don't have shit from you.
Well, your name's so common.
It
Easy
is.
to mix up.
Let's see here. No, yeah, they went through like 28 minutes ago.
So I almost, not to me, they didn't. So I don't have anything from you.
Oh. Well, I sent it. You'll get them eventually.
Yeah, they'll
it's
come
that
in.
Android to
Say
iPhone
about
thing.
3 a.m.
So I almost bought a mezcal to bring for us to drink.
Oh, yeah?
A buddy of mine, every time, so one of the guys I travel with for work, he's my boss. He's into mezcal. One of my other colleagues at work is into mezcal. And, I don't know anything about mezcal.
They like that tequila.
Like, it's tequila technically, or tequila's technically mezcal. Not all mezcal's tequila, kind of like bourbon and whiskey. And so there's this brand of mezcal that he's like, I was like, what do you buy?
Patron.
He says Vita. It's called Vita. It's a green label.
You're not the first person to tell me to buy Vita.
And it's not expensive, but he's like, it's really good. It's a good sipper. And so like Patron I'll drink to get, like, that's a night, that when I'm out drinking to party, I'll drink Patron. Silver Patron, chilled, on ice, poured back in, then you shoot it and chase it with a beer. That's what I'll do for Patron. This is supposed to be, and I don't know if I could handle it, but this is supposed to be a sipping mezcal, like a sipping tequila kind of thing. And I like trying new things like you guys do. So I almost brought that just so we'd try something completely different. But then I saw this and I thought Mo was coming, so that's why I brought the Hotel Tango. So.
Well, we'll get him on here.
Yeah. I mean, he's been on yours a couple episodes, right? He's been on mine a couple episodes.
Yeah, we'll get him.
So.
He'll show up.
I know that he texted me and said, hey, we got to get back on a podcast again whenever his wife comes down to do Project Lift, whenever they open back up again, and she's comfortable coming back for that. Because, a lot of times we'll record right upstairs where you guys did the episode with Kamiwaza. We'll record right upstairs from there sometimes just to make it easy for everyone.
Didn't you guys just record an episode from up there?
A few
just
of
recently?
them. The Mark Sun one we did was there, and then the one we did with Brett Bryan was up there. Because then I can just walk right out and coach.
Yeah, but then you didn't have a Richard Olm show up.
No, I didn't.
In the middle
But
of
he
your
didn't
show.
know. Look at the hummingbird right there.
That's
Well, it stopped.
what happens when we have a podcast in nature.
Yeah.
Squirrel.
Literal squirrel distracted me for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. No, we're at we're almost at 2 hours, guys.
Okay.
So I don't know what you guys.
I haven't been podcasting. I've been talking.
Yeah,
hanging out with friends.
That's my
Just
favorite
hanging
part
out.
about this. That's what I love about bourbon. You just sit and hang out and drink, and we had some food. And
Well,
let's talk about the food. You brought some ribs,
I did. I brought some ribs.
and you did the 3-in-1 method, right? Or
So
3-2-1
I did the
method.
3-2-1 method. I use a. Some people don't use a base. We'll call it a base. I used a yellow mustard base, just straight
Like French's
yellow mustard,
or
yeah,
something.
French's yellow mustard. Rub it all over the place, and then I use a Weber seasoning. It's just whatever it is. It's just I don't know what that is. Weber grill seasoning.
Yeah,
I don't know. So I grabbed that. I pour that all over it. It's red. It turns everything orange. This is the first time I actually let it sit overnight in that. Now, it didn't do what the image that you showed me earlier.
Yeah.
It didn't, everything didn't saturate in because there's that mustard that's that barrier between the two.
Yeah.
But they still turned out fantastic.
They were good, yeah. They were really good.
3 hours at 180 degrees, pull them off, wrap them up with some, I do the applesauce packet. Just kind of squirt that on some tinfoil, brown sugar, a couple pads of butter, and honey. Meat side down, wrap everything up, throw it back on the grill, meat side up, and do another 2 hours that way. After 2 hours, pull them off, unwrap them, throw them back on, mop them with a barbecue sauce, like a Sweet Baby Ray's or something along those lines. This is the first time I used something different other than Sweet Baby Ray's.
Did you hear how big that guy's penis was?
Yeah. You could hear it getting bigger.
It smacked me in the back of the neck as he rode by a quarter mile away.
Jeez.
This is the first time I used something other than Sweet Baby Ray's. I used it's a Kroger private selection charred burn ends, or charred ends is what it was.
Oh, yeah, that was good, too.
And that was really good.
Yeah.
Do that for like another hour and a half, and then pull them off, cut them up, and partake.
They were good.
Really good.
So I've only done when I've made them myself. I've only done dry rub, so that was nice. That was good.
Yeah, you did a mac and cheese.
Oh yeah, I did a mac and cheese, and I just went to Giant Eagle this morning, bought a whole bunch of elbow macaroni, the big kind, and then bought a whole bunch of different cheeses. I just grabbed a whole bunch of cheese. I didn't even really look. There was some Colby Jack, there was some mac and cheese blend, there was some other stuff, and then I did. I added some Frank's Red Hot sauce into it because I didn't think it had.
Changes by the minute.
I didn't think it had much zest to it, so I added a little bit of Frank's Red Hot, and then I put on some Cheez-Its on top of it for like a little crust at the top.
Yeah, I like.
And then I actually cooked it in the smoker when I was doing the corn on the cob.
Yeah,
it was really good.
I was saying you had the corn on the cob with that chipotle butter. Which
I melted a little too much. I was a little disappointed about that.
I think you did.
It was okay. It was good, but I like my butter to not be liquid. I like it to be
flaccid.
Yeah, flaccid.
Yeah,
because
limp.
You want it to be able to slather onto the instead of just pour it on.
Yeah, like a Peter North penis.
Yes, the Peter North penis. That's always flaccid. Or John Holmes, which is so long it can't get fully erect.
But
what the hell just happened?
You guys are talking about like boomer era porn stars.
Well, and Randy's over here playing a video game, which has got an ad.
First off, I was watching a
I thought
video.
it was the news.
It was
what it sounded like.
You guys sitting here talking about how you smoked meat. I had nothing to add to that. Yes, good job. I liked it.
He didn't want to tell us how he smoked meat.
I liked
it. It wouldn't have fit into the conversation.
Oh, easy. Friction fire. It's just like, it's caveman.
Fair enough. Oh, shit. So I guess we're probably
I think we're at
jumping the rails here.
Yeah. So I think we should try to do this at least monthly.
If
not monthly, bi-monthly.
That's I was going to say one or the other, yeah. At least.
Every other month. And I don't know. We'll figure out if it needs to be its own show, like with its own.
Well, I think otherwise, if we don't put it as our shows, we won't get the same traction.
No, I think if
Who cares?
But it needs to be a separate category in our shows.
Yeah. Well,
like a bonus episode or something.
What I was thinking
that.
is start it off as a bonus episode, and then once it gets bigger, spin it off into its own thing.
I think it should spin off. We should just make a network of podcasts.
It would be great if that picked up and gained some steam. That'd be fine.
I think we should do both. I think we should make it its own and release it on ours.
We can do.
That's
what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah.
We can.
I think we started off as ours, and then we spin it off in a couple of episodes when it maybe picks up a little steam, and then start telling people where they.
No,
can
you're
find
wrong,
it.
and here's why.
You need another drink.
Okay,
that's what it is.
All right. Well.
Yeah. So I think where can we find you guys? I know you guys are Buckhorn Podcast. Where can we find
Podcast. You can find us on Buckhorn Podcast on Instagram, Google, and Twitter, and.
It's the Google Twitstagram.
Oh,
it's so hard.
There it was.
Yum. It's like I can't not say it.
Yummy,
I listen to it. Your intro and me saying that at the tail of every one of our shows.
Yeah.
It's just like it's become
as
part
soon as
of who
you
we
started
are.
to say it, I looked at him and he's like biting his tongue.
I was trying not to, and dude's just staring at me.
I was waiting, and then
So much peer pressure.
I'm at Martelle, so some of the stuff that I post on, some of the stuff that I do, I don't post on our Buckhorn Instagram account. I'll post on my personal account.
Yeah, I post more on Bourbon Hunters than I do on my personal account.
I don't think I even follow your personal account. Maybe I do, and you just don't post.
The last thing I posted was...
It's like I told Martell, I don't pay attention to his account much.
So the last thing I posted on my account was an accidental posting of my Headliner app with our podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And then the one before that was like a month ago, our dog's at the dog park.
Yeah.
So I don't post much on personal stuff anyway. But yeah, so we are the Bourbon Hunters. Tyler Schaefer is, I think it's at, I don't know what the hell his handle
Yeah,
is.
Schmegley.
He didn't even.
He's at Butt Pirate 22.
He's at Butt Pirate 22.
His is at hit me up on Grindr if you're a Columbus bartender.
Because he's never going to be on. He's not here.
No, he decided to go fucking fishing today.
You know what's funny? He said he'd be around here by 5. Look what time it is
He
right
said
now.
6:30.
Oh, okay.
He said, "I'll see you guys." He goes, "I'll see you in passing at 6:30." But all right, let's just throw it. He's never going to listen to this. Who gives a shit? So we put it out there that we were going to do this like 2 months ago, and I'm like,
Yeah.
And we
how
set
about-
the date.
And
I
what's
said, how about
funny
we
is
do
I
like
think
July 11th?
wasn't it his idea?
No, it was my idea.
Was it your idea?
It was our idea.
We've talked about
But like he immediately embraced it. Though.
He did. He was I'm in. I'm on
because
this.
he's been talking.
Let me know
He's
when.
texted to me about it a couple times. Like, oh yeah, that sounds like a cool idea. That'd be a really good way to like expand our base. And, and it'd just be a fun thing to get other people in the community.
Wait,
involved.
so he just wants to use us and our connections?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's not even here.
No, he's
his
a
whole
whore.
thing was how the hell. Well, they don't have the following we have, and how are they getting fucking free alcohol?
Yeah.
Well, it's because
showing up.
Because we show up, Tyler.
Showing up helps.
Showing up, and we.
That's the
people
funny
into
thing
it.
is you guys, and like we've talked about, because you are very niche. You guys are bourbon hunters. You talk bourbon.
Yeah, talk bourbon.
You talk different things, but you guys focus on the bourbon. Where we do our reviews of
you guys
anything,
try a lot of stuff. Yeah.
beer, mead, whatever.
And we do mostly whiskey. I mean,
It is
we've done
primarily whiskey.
a couple beers. We've done mead.
No, but I do like your guys' format.
But for us, we decided. I mean, Martelle talked about for years. I'm going to do a
I was
podcast, and then
7
finally
years.
one day he was just like, "All right, I'm doing a podcast.
Okay,
Who's
I'm
in?"
done. I'm done.
And my only response was me with a question mark. I was like, "Me?"
You're the only response.
And Martelle,
not
no,
your
somebody
only
else.
response.
Somebody else did, and you went no. And then I wrote me, and you went absolutely.
Yeah, why
And then
not?
it was still like another year, and Martelle just hit me up like, "Hey, I got gear. We're going to start this at this time." And that's just been it. And now we're 2+ years strong. And
Well, I talked about this for about 3 months before I started it. And like the Kamiwaza podcast is what got me thinking, theirs is boring. I could do something just as fun.
right.
And so my goal, and it was a joke at our gym, was to get more followers on our podcast in half as many episodes as they had.
And you've done that.
And we pass it up. But it's also bourbon. It's also bourbon. There's
No.
self-help.
You don't
There's
get a
self-help.
gloat and then try and backpedal.
No, I do.
Just gloat.
I can do whatever the hell
Suck
I
it,
want.
Aaron.
Suck it.
Kamiwaza's
So-
garbage.
No, Kamiwaza was actually a pretty cool
It's
little...
really good.
It is, and we had fun on it. It is a good
As far as
podcast.
self-help goes,
Yeah.
it's really good. Like, I came with the topics.
Very
when
inspirational.
We did our show with them, and I came with the topics on it. I did exceptionally well with my speaking, like I always do, when it comes to reading. And I don't feel bad about reading shit anymore because I just listened to Rogan with another guy,
Yeah.
and he butchered
Oh.
a couple words
Listen.
just like I do, and I'm just like, you know what?
I
Yeah.
know
I
a
don't
lot
feel
of
bad
people
about it.
just...
But that's the thing with us.
Yeah.
When you listen to our show, you get what you get. That's
Yeah,
us.
but who cares?
Whether you see us in person, no, that we don't.
It's the entertainment. It's not
Yeah.
the...
That's
you know,
exactly
how-
what we wanted
How
was-
amazing do you guys sound? It's
Yeah.
just the entertainment.
we weren't going out there trying to be like radio morning DJs
Oh,
where
I
everything's
want it
perfect.
to sound
and-
good. I don't care how I.
Do you get comments on your like Podbean or
No
different
one
places?
says. No one comments on anything
So
that we do.
we get some comments,
Which is funny because when we talk to people, they're like, "Dude, I love your show. I love this episode." I'm like, "Leave a comment online."
Comment.
Oh yeah. I've had people call
comments
me.
on like the ones that I didn't expect to get them on, like the one with my parents. I got 3 comments from that episode.
Well, yeah, I messaged you while listening to it because I was driving.
Well, that
Damn,
but
I
that
was
was
past, dude. I had laughed and cringed at the same time. That was like vomit, hysteria.
Hearing my parents talk, does it not explain at least partially why I'm the way I
explains
am?
a lot.
Right?
Honestly, I think
You're-
you up until that point, like you were real mild mannered. You're kind of a soft spoken guy. You're not
Really?
here from on your podcast. I think so.
Maybe. Okay.
You're not like your first few episodes were very professional sounding,
because-
very
well,
coach
hold on,
like.
hold on.
You know
Because
what
I
I'm saying?
didn't know what I was
Because-
trying to do.
Right,
yet.
Well,
and now you're opening up more.
We had that
but like
conversation
us, like Martelle, we'll get mad at each other and just cuss each other out.
Yeah.
You weren't doing that.
Well, no.
So that's
but-
what I'm used to. What I've experienced. So now, hearing you and then hearing your mom tell that story, I was like, "Oh, holy hell!" Like
But
it was funny, but at the
dude
same
was-
time, like that's really nasty.
But at the beginning,
Because then I start thinking of it, and of course I'm thinking like, I don't know your parents. I don't want
shut up.
but no.
Jesus Christ.
Let me finish my story. So what I was saying was, if you look at the hypotenuse of the triangle, then go ahead.
God damn it. We had this conversation with dude. He was trying to keep it so it was more of a clean podcast, and then at one point it was just like, you got to be 21 and over.
Yeah.
Just say whatever.
Yeah,
And
but I'm
it's-
saying he's not over the edge.
Well, no, he's not over the edge. We're not over the edge either.
I think
Sometimes
my edgiest episode
Our
is,
Urban
is
Dictionary.
the one you're listening to right now. And I get a little testy on that. Not testy. I don't know. It's still mild by my standards. I've had some more serious conversations, like with my wife and with friends, like not being recorded.
Would you quit knocking things over?
But
Squirrel.
the wind
Squirrel.
knocked that one over.
Squirrel's back.
But I'll tell you, just right now, it's just so hard. Like with all the social media surrounding you and the
Yeah.
stupid shit you see people
Well, see,
posting on
that's-
social media. I better take another little
Yeah,
shot of that just
have some
before
of
you
that.
take it.
So with social media,
That's good. That's good.
I mean, I have unfollowed everybody but 6 people. I follow 6 people.
I don't unfollow people because you have a right to be stupid.
You do.
You have a right to your opinion. You have a right to. Everyone's gotten to their own place in life and their beliefs in life through their experiences in life.
Absolutely. But where's your right to not have to see it?
Well, I'm not saying I don't.
He's exercising his right to choose. He doesn't care to see it.
I'm exercising my right to,
that's what
to be like, okay,
I agree with you. Because I've unfollowed people. I don't unfriend people.
I won't unfollow people, but I'll mute people during a certain situation. I've muted a few people right now. In Facebook, you can mute people for 30 days right now.
You can, yes.
So I've started doing that. I feel like there's virtue signaling that's happening, and there's people that I know who don't necessarily feel the way that they look like they feel on Facebook.
Right. And
I'm just like, shut the fuck up. You're doing this for fucking attention.
And that's why I have so there are 6 people that I still follow.
Oversharing a stupid meme that has nothing to do with anything.
Right. No, you're
on a whole other level.
The more I get to know you, the more I laugh at your fucking posts. I'm just like, God, he is just stirring the fucking pot.
It's a reaction.
It is fucking great.
It's a reaction, and I appreciate that.
I told Trina the other day, I've made a decision because I've been having to bite my tongue so many times recently on so many things, and we don't, like, the 3 of us don't agree on everything. Like, I've heard you guys talking. I'm like,
we don't agree on a lot, but
him
that
and I
doesn't
don't
mean,
agree on.
Yeah,
the one thing I completely agree with you guys on, and this was from, I think it was your Jason and Mo episode, is just discourse, talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to have a discussion,
and you'll get to this part in the next steps, the episode you're listening to. But
I smell dirt.
He's spraying the straw.
Oh, okay.
So
I did too. I was like, why does it smell like dirt all of a sudden? Just wet dirt.
To me, right now, social media is a problem because people feel emboldened behind their keyboards.
Yes.
Yeah.
Keyboard warrior.
You have friends that, that's one word for it, and I get that. But, like, to me, you have friends that sit there and they say stuff to their friends online that they would never say to them in person.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Look at what you just wrote.
Yeah.
Like, you're treating someone like a piece of shit because you're behind a keyboard right now. Like, if you were sitting down like we are right now, you could have completely... Now, obviously, if someone's just a fucking prick and they still think slavery should exist, or they think that, like, Native Americans were just... savages or something like that.
Randy uses that as an excuse.
Yeah.
He's the Elizabeth Warren of our group. I get it. So I'm just fucking around.
I'm like at least 2% Cherokee. I live in Circleville, so
I got at least 1% African in me.
Not right now, you don't, but you might later tonight.
Well, hopefully.
Oh, he'll get 100% of that after that.
I already did my 23 in me.
But listen, oh shit, you're at 25 and counting. So, and me, not in me. Gotcha.
No, and me.
Sorry, I thought you said in me.
23 in me.
It's so close.
No, but listen, I think you get people. That's the biggest problem. I call it unsocial media. So I told Trina like about a week ago, I was like, I'm not going to make a serious comment on anything political anytime. So I've just been making these fucking offhanded, stupid-ass comments. Like a buddy of mine was talking about a pipe bomb the other day so I was like, oh shit, I hope they don't trace it back to me. I put dog bones in it just to get the
shrapnel or whatever.
No, just to get the dog sniffing people to go nuts, And he just started laughing. He's like, "You're a dumbass," and I'm like, "Yes, I am."
Yep.
So like, I've decided recently, I'm just going to put stupid ass comments on people's shit. Like, I'll just throw in a penis on yours every once in a while.
I got to delete that.
Oh.
I talk a lot on here. My Facebook, I try to keep PG-13. I ask people like, watch your language.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
You didn't. I don't get mad.
I didn't know that.
So
I won't put penis on there. I'll do vagina from now on.
You did that one night. You did both on one of my comments. I was like, I got a comment on 2 different things from dude. One said penis, one said vagina.
Well, I had to mix it up.
I was like, geez.
I thought maybe they would go together at some point.
At some point, they're going to match up.
Squirrel.
But no, I've unfollowed everybody. Only because not because I don't agree or disagree with what anybody said, just because the inundation of everything was overwhelming.
It's a lot.
So I've kept it to pages, group posts, and then there are 6 people. My sister, Liz, Mo, and then 3 others I can't think of. 2 or 3 others I can't think of.
What irritates me is the whole, if you don't agree with me,
you're wrong.
We can't fucking be friends. Like,
right. And that's
just getting old.
That's never the case. Like that.
If everyone were exactly the same, then life would be boring as fuck.
If everybody drove like I did, then life would be great.
Yeah, because half the country would already be dead.
I'm fine with that.
Or working from home and not on the road, which I would love because I have to be on the road.
I'm fine with that too.
All right, we're officially over 2 hours. Let's wrap this up.
All right.
We already said where you can find you guys. We said where you can find us. We're at Bourbon Hunters or the Bourbon Hunters. I don't ever remember. I think it's the Bourbon Hunters. Yeah, because there is a Bourbon Hunters out there.
We're going to get off here and we're all going to try and catch that squirrel.
We're going to catch that squirrel. It's going to be like
that
it's going to be like Rocky chasing the chicken.
Yeah, you guys do the catching. I'll do the cleaning.
All right, that's fair. You can clean it.
I can't waddle that fast.
Randy's just going to grab out his knife.
You see that thing just jump? Look like he got shot. He's playing.
He's playing with a fucking dirt clod.
Whatever.
Oh, he looks so delicious right now. That's adorable.
It is adorable.
All right.
Thanks for joining us, guys. Hopefully we'll have a few more of these flights of the round table. Flights of the round table.
Flights of the round table.
There you go.
Right, we got to get that right so we don't just call it bourbon. Next time we'll have to do some like mezcal.
Bourbons of the
we'll
flight.
Yeah. No, I like flights of the round table. That's good.
Flights of the round
I
table.
was really proud of that. That's one of my favorite things I've ever come up with.
It's a good one.
Because then we're not just cornered by bourbon. We can do anything. We can do
whatever.
meads. We can do.
That's what I said.
mezcals.
You guys talk about we want to come together, do samplings. That's a flight. And it just popped in my head.
We can mix
10
alcohols.
9, 8. Cut the red wire.
Oh shit!
Cut the red.
I'm going to cut the red wire.
Hey, thanks for joining us, guys. We will have this out here shortly, and look for these in the future. We'll have them.
I like how you tell them we'll have it out shortly.
Yeah.
As they listen to
Yeah,
this later.
We'll have another one out
You're
shortly.
a professional.
We'll have another one out shortly. How about that? Look for another one of these in the next month or two.
Hopefully.
We'll try to do it every month or every other month, one or the other. So
it won't be a regular schedule.
Yeah. But thanks for joining, and thanks for listening to our nonsense. Have
See
a good
ya.
one.
Peace.